And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 116. And Happy New Year to everyone. And what better way to kick off the year of 2025 than with January 1st, 2025, an episode of the MSK show. And, you know, ambition, drive, and consistency. I want every single person on here who is a content creator like myself, which would be Cyfax and Gray down there. We're going to be shooting for the stars this year, boys. We're not going to be taking it lightly, taking it easy. We're old. We don't got a lot of time in the world anymore. We got to make it happen. If it's now or never. You know, no more, no 2026, no 2027. We need to do shit now. Get it done. Watch any movie series you want to watch. Watch any movies you haven't watched. TV shows, anime, all that stuff. Tonight, literally, because the grind never stops, I'm going to be reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 by Zeb Wells with art by John Romita Jr. I'm reviewing this after the show. I'm going to take a little bit of break, like about 10-minute break, 15-minute break, eat something, and review that. And after that, think about what else I got to do for content because I'm trying to get stuff done. Today, I dropped the Gooner Gate video. A lot of you guys like that one. Don't worry. We're dropping the one on Lily. What's the bitch who subbed 100 dudes? Whatever her name is. The Lily chick. Lily Phillips? I don't even remember her name. The Lily Phillips bitch. You guys wanted to hear my opinion about it. That video is going to drop tomorrow. It's already done. I just got to just put it up. It's finished. So, and I did do a follow-up one with Anna, who was a white girl. So I made sure to say all that.
Already back out there, like going around colleges and trying to get even more dudes again. Is that the same one?
I might find trouble getting in a relationship. Like no shit. If you're the town cum dumpster, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find it pretty hard to get into a relationship.
The town bicycle, man. Everyone got a ride, dude. It's all good.
Everyone got inside. That's what you're mostly meant to say. Tonight, as you guys can see, Theo's not here. He just told me he had some conflict. I don't know what that means. I tried not to pry. So, as you guys know, Slater was on a few weeks ago. Like 3 weeks ago, actually. He was out all of holiday season, not only just because it was really busy. He got sick literally after the show. He got sick, so he's like, "I'll be back after my sick time is over." So
did the fog get you? Do you get hit by that fog?
I thought about coming on, but I've been like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Sound like you gargling.
Like, I'm here from the dark side. How would you like to deal with me now?
Like a 7-year-old smoker from like World War II. All right, guys, how you doing?
Let me tell you about the Great Depression. You don't even know.
You would have sounded like ass, like literal ass. So he was like, I'll come back after I get over being sick. And well, he's here. So he's going to be here only on Wednesday because I needed help on Wednesdays. So he'll be here on Wednesdays. Just like some other people, you only see them here one day a week. That's all I can get out of someone, which is good enough. Good enough. Guys, keep in mind, without people doing this here with me, you know, you won't have a show. But in 2025, I want to try and get the show to 300 episodes. The Cloud9 podcast will have a lot of episodes in that as well because the league season is starting very, very soon. So you guys are still going to get that twice a week. I'm going to watch Den of Thieves before the second one comes out next week. That's pretty much it as far as right now. I'm just going to take it one day at a time, consistent content. Man, I'm happy. I'm excited. Has anyone felt that in the air? It's 2025. You should be excited. You're alive. You're in good health. You got a roof over your head. Your bills are paid. You can go to the store and buy food, and it sucks buying food because it's expensive as hell, but you know you can still buy it. You know, you're like not bad off for money.
Yeah, beer. It's close enough to food. It's fine. Like
I'm not gonna lie.
This is quickly circling right. You can buy food. Well, it's expensive. You got a house. It's falling apart, but it's there.
Hey, we can make it happen. I told everyone this, guys, you got to make it happen. Like, literally, you'll see a black person ask a person that's poorer than them for $1 to get on a bus. Literally happens all the time. But you know what? I don't got to live like that. And I'm not black. I'm really white. But
yeah,
it's that filter you got on.
And them any money. And I'm just like, can you step away from my very nice sports car, sir? Can you get the
All right. Let's start with I want people to know. Basically, I'm gonna try and do this more consistently on the show. So I'm gonna try and shoot topics to people in advance. Like, do you know how like on shows you've seen me just go do topics with people?
You mean like a regular structured show? One of those?
It's great.
No, we don't want that.
It's a wild concept though. But I mean,
I know people like that. But there are some weeks there's literally no news. Like some people are like, oh my God, did you see this new image of Superman? He's like bending over, taking it in the ass from Lois Lane. It's like, That's not
Dude,
news.
when the news came around with crypto and people were just like, this goddamn dog, man. And I'm like, are people out here arguing about this stupid, like, he's gonna be like in one scene and it's gonna be at like, who gives a shit? But some people are up in arms about it, like this, and I'm like, oh, okay. Apparently, I don't know what hot topics are.
That's the hill that people are dying on, is this dog. Like, I'll be honest here, that's part of the Superman mythos I don't care for. I don't really care for crypto that much. They easily could have just do what the Sonic movies did. Literally CGI the dog. That's it. But that's all.
I mean, even in the trailer, like, that's probably what you're gonna see of him. You're gonna see him there. You'll see him maybe at the beginning, and
at the house. He'll be at the farm.
Like, unless he just shows up and saves the day, then I could be like, okay, yeah, that was stupid. But
yeah,
or they could John Wick it. I'm just saying.
If somebody can kill Super Dog, then yeah, you might want to battle back against that.
If that dog is like shooting laser beams out of his eyes, you know your ass is done for. Literally start running. Actually start booking it, because you're not winning against that thing. But no, I'm gonna try and make sure we get topics done on shows. So starting like on Monday, we're gonna do that. I still have news videos I haven't got a chance to get to. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go through a lot of them. So if anyone sees news they want us to cover, tell me about it. I'll put it on the show and we'll talk about it.
Just watch G&G in the morning. They seem to be on top of whatever their topics are for the day. You know, is usually what people are gonna be talking about for the rest of the day. I
prefer watching John Campia. That's where my quality comes from.
Oh God, yeah, that beacon of honesty. That guy is great. Yeah.
I used to love it. I'll be honest with you, I used to love his content. I do love how structured he is. I do love how he presents himself. But outside of content itself, he's just a complete wackadoo. He's actually mentally deranged. You know.
You can see how the internet has like devolved some of these people into just like, even if they were decent at one time, like what they talk about now and the way that they talk about it is very much fueled by like the internet, and they chose their side, you know? And it's like,
yeah.
I'm like, I sit somewhere in the middle with a lot of topics, but there's some takes that are just so retarded. They're just stupid. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, you believe this? You're sitting here believing this. And okay, man. I mean, that's a take. Good for you.
It's all about clip culture. You gotta be able to clip it.
That's what we're gonna do for topics. Speaking of transitioning, the topics will be clipped out and put up on YouTube. So if you don't want to watch them live, you can obviously just see the clipped form of them. So I'm thinking, do we do it on Saturday? I don't know. Like, do we do it Saturday? I don't know. Probably not, because usually after Saturday I'm pretty tired. So starting basically next week, we'll make sure we'll do it. There's a lot I still have to do, so it won't be weeks without content. Like, we got to talk about that friendly Spider-Man trailer. That one looked like they actually did the Norman Osborn meme of like, I'm something of an N-word myself. They literally did it. Sometimes you got to praise them for it, because the ideas are so beyond stupid. You didn't think they had the balls to do it. They actually naggered Norman Osborn.
It'd be one thing if they did it and then actually embrace the meme instead of then attacking people for not liking it, you know, because they bring this shit that it's like, it's almost like they don't read what people post on it. Like they'll see those memes where it's like, oh, here's Netflix, or here's the original, here's the Netflix version, and it's always like race swapped. And they're like, oh my God, is Netflix doing that? That sounds so genius. And they don't get the idea behind it, that's a fucking awful idea. They just like, let's do that. People are talking about it. It's like, no, but it's not in a good way, man. Come on. Like,
not all press is good press.
Not anymore. It used to be like that, but now when you have access to everybody, everything, all their socials and stuff, which a lot of these people need to get the fuck off their socials, because it's tanking some of their stuff. Like Rachel Zegler's a great.
What do you mean?
You know,
she's a great person. She has great publicity with the people. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, she's a great example of how not to be doing social media.
Yeah.
It's like somebody needs to take your account and.
Just
delete it. Just delete it.
They announced earlier last year, remember, that they were going to hire someone to just do the social media for them. I remember that was a thing that they were going to do, but I don't think
a lot of the bigger accounts and bigger name people tend to already have that going for them.
Yeah.
So like when you're talking to him, you're not actually talking to him. But then you can tell
Biden
the people
has someone doing it for him. He's not doing it himself.
Even Trump has it. Like they've done behind the scenes things where he's talking to the person who types his stuff, but he's at least talking to him about it. But when with Biden, it's like, dude, you couldn't even string those sentences together if you wanted to anymore. Like, you're so gone.
The tweet he had, he typed out these 2 words. I'm sick.
This isn't Google.
Why is our president just willingly just typing that out, having someone do that, and then
he meant to look that up on what's it called? Like what is this? The IMDb for doctor shit.
WebMD or whatever.
WebMD.
Yeah. Dude, that was crazy. Like, a president at one point put out a tweet, I'm sick. And we're just going here like, you don't say. No shit. The fact that piece of shit of a man was our president goes to show you how badly they cheated. I want to point it out before we do go into talking further about this. No president was winning as much as Donald Trump was 4 years ago and lost. Nope. Nobody was winning that many swing states and lost. These are things that have never happened. All of a sudden
they lost, 10 to 11 million votes, just all of a sudden disappeared over 4 years.
It stopped counting before that. That's never happened either. We've never had an election where they stopped counting. Anybody not see that? It was clearly rigged.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. To be fair, I'm glad it almost kind of happened just so because of the last 4 years, that would have been it was going to go bad for just about anybody just trying to come back off all the jab bullshit. I don't know how much we can say that online anymore, but it doesn't matter. But whatever it is, now to come into this after all that, with the team that he has now, I think it'll be a much stronger 4 years than he would have had with the last 4 years. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think people are thinking he's going to come in on day one. Everything's changing, and it's like, dude, it's still going to take like 2. It's going to take at least 2 years before you start seeing any type of bullshit.
8 months.
It'll be like, oh, now eggs are 50 cents less. Like, so we're going to hear that every day for freaking 2 years. Oh, what has he done? It's like, dude, policy takes forever to get through. But
it's not just that. You have to, because people think we're democracy, and like I want to tell you this: democracy is not a U.S. value. It's not even in the Constitution. Whoever told you that, because I used to say it a lot too. We're a democracy here. No, I learned we're not a democracy, right? Democracy is a word. It's not even in the Constitution, which is crazy.
Republic that votes through a democracy, but yes,
yeah. And there's a reason for people ask, why is that a reason? So it's basically like this. Let's say Gray, Syphax, and Slater wanted slaves, and we lived in democracy. Well, they would get it because the majority wants slaves. But in a republic, we could be like, no, that has to kind of be passed around.
You don't got to worry about that. No one's buying your small ass. Dude. No,
oh God! I'm done. Gray, you run the show now.
Clip that one. No, I'm kidding.
Just saying, there's a concept of like catch and release and fishing. I think that it makes sense with MSK.
So
this guy's barely worth half a chicken. What is happening here?
I'm just saying there's a reason why we're not a full-blown democracy, because literally actual racist people could be like, hey, I want all black people gone. And since white people are the majority, that would be how it would go. There's a reason why we're not a democracy. There's specific reasons why. That'd be bad, right?
What's funny is that tends to end up being a lot of like Democrat arguments, like their straw mans that they put up. They're like, well, if everybody just said all men have to have their balls chopped off, and 90% of the state put that in there, would you do that? And it's like, well, your argument's retarded. Nobody's doing that. It's the same thing with bringing back slavery and crap like that. It's like, you bring up these like ridiculous things to go against something that is like, this thing is argued like 50% versus or 51% versus 49%. There's a clear divide here. Nobody is on the side of slavery or getting your nuts knocked off, other than for pedophiles. Like this is not apples to oranges shit. It's nothing like that. But that's always their go-to, like, straw man. They just say the most wild, outlandish shit. They're like, well, what if everyone voted for this? And it's like, that guy's retarded. Why are you talking to this person? They have no concept of like balance. What is happening?
Yeah, it's like playing with my kids, and they'll do something like, "Ah, Dad, what if we won the lottery?" Well, then we would win the lottery. What if like that car cost $1? We'd buy it. I mean, it's just like, what if that car was $100 million? We couldn't afford it.
You know why it's okay for kids to ask that? They have no concept of how the world really works. These are grown adults. These are grown adults who are talking about your John shit. I understand why a 8-year-old kid wouldn't know that stuff because they're 8. A 30-year-old Democratic man not understanding why we're not a democracy is bad. It's not good.
Yeah. And they're in a position to where they got elected into all this stuff and should know at least, I don't know, a monochrome of this shit. It's like, dude, I'm a random blue collar jackass who didn't actually care about a lot of this stuff years ago. And it's like, now I got to even dive into it a little bit. And I'm like, why in just a few years does it feel like I know more than some of these people? What the hell is happening here? It shouldn't be like that. Like,
Man, well, 2025 is going to be an interesting year, right, Gray? You ready to knock it out with me, buddy, old pal?
Not in any sense of those. No, I'm never going to knock it out with you, sir. But 2025, let's do this.
Yeah, you know what you got planned, man? You gonna turn into ketchup, maybe mayonnaise?
Well, I'm the entertainment condiment, you know. I'm bringing flavor to your film palette, if you will. There's going to be a lot more videos in 2025. I'm going to work my way up to like 3 a week. I got a whole bunch of top 10 ones, top 10 best, top 10 worst of 2024. But yeah, I have to wait till this stream I'm doing on the weekend before I can announce that, because that's going over top ones with somebody else. So yeah, content in the future, because I basically killed my channel last year. But like you, I'm looking forward to doing a lot more and taking this real in 2025.
Yeah, you know, I always tell people this too. There's going to be points you don't want to do it. I've had that literally ever since I started. I've been doing this for like now. Well, with this year coming up, it'll be 10 years when it comes to October later in the year. There's going to be days you don't think it's going to work, or you think that I should have got more. It's going to happen. You just got to just push through it. You know, if you're able to push through this, you can probably push through anything at that point. You know, I would hope someone could, because this is
what
I
tend to. Oh, go for it.
Are you fine? You go ahead.
I was gonna say, what I tend to realizing is like some of the, I don't know, whatever the discourse of the day is, some of the stuff, it's just I simply do not care about it. But then when I hear other people talk about it, there'll actually be something in the article that I can actually talk about. So I need to start actually reading more of these articles, like getting it more into it to see what I can actually comment on. That's something that I might give a shit about. Because when people just put up a headline and I'm like, I don't care. But then I'll listen to their video anyways, just because it's just a video I'm going to watch anyways. They'll dive into a topic that's on there. Then I'm like, well, shit, I could have made a video about that, and then I can actually weigh in on some of these stuff. Like a lot of video game stuff, I don't feel I play enough video games to care enough about a lot of this stuff. But I don't like how they're adding in a lot of this stuff, even though I don't play a lot of them. So it's like, yeah, I could still weigh in on that. I don't think that'll be my strongest content that I put out there, but it's another video I could do, and it'd be pretty quick and just get out my comments on a couple things, stuff like that, like finding little niches like that in other topics or about whatever the main topic is, diving into some of those. And that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to do just to put out more videos. And that'll also help me learn a little bit better editing, and I don't know, push me to want to do a lot more of this, because I'm just doing reviews and stuff right now. But I'm like, I kind of still end up talking about all this stuff anyways on other people's channels. So it's like, well, why not make videos on it? Let's do that.
Yeah,
see how that goes.
I just talked to Chaz. He said he recorded his first movie review. It's like, always just look at it this way. The only way you want to do more of it is if you involve yourself more of it. I remember back in 2021 when things were still kind of on lockdown, we would watch like all the movies and stuff like that, and we were able to do like top 10 lists, top worst list, or whatever, because we were actually really involved. We were watching almost everything. We got to see so many different styles of movie. Even from that point of view, it's like, if people want to get better movie opinions, you kind of have to watch more stuff. You're like, there's not going to take a while. All we have is time. We ain't dying anytime soon. What else are you going to do better? Because people like, how people do that thing of like, man, I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna go live life. They come back. People know why they come back. They got nothing else. They ain't doing nothing special. They doing the same shit they're doing right now.
For them was like, I'm gonna go pick up my Uber Eats order instead of it being brought to me. Like, oh wow, what
a life.
What a leap, man. What a change of life that you just had there.
I'm pretty sure everyone's here seen it. And like content creators throughout the years, or anyone that you've watched, person like, I'm taking a break, man. I just can't do it anymore. You know why they come back? They ain't got nothing else. This is all we have. What else are you gonna do?
The other thing it does is it messes up your algorithm. Like if you keep up, that's what happens with a lot of these people. It's like they'll be like, I'm going on vacation for 2 to 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden their videos aren't hitting as hard. It's because the algorithm just like, whoop, you're the fuck out of there. So people got to continue to be, once you're in it, it's good to be in it, because then you're probably making money. You're making a bunch of stuff like by the time you're into it. But as soon as you stop, man, like some of these channels just plummet the fuck off the side of a cliff for a minute. And you're like, oh God, Yeah, but that month kind of sucked, especially if you're used to living like so. Notice that too. A lot of these people, they'll start making like that good kind of money that like,
Mhm,
double, triple what they're normally used to make at their day job type of money, but then they
mhm.
spend it like they're gonna have that all the time. And I'm like, dude, I'm still gonna leave. I'm still gonna live cheap as hell, even if I were to succeed like that. I'll be like, oh, I'll just make sure my brakes are a little more up to date, and my tags aren't a little off. It's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and my wife were talking. It's like if I won the lottery the other day, it's like I pay off my house, maybe just
Yeah.
quit work. I mean, like I don't get some of the stuff of this like this culture of having stuff just to have it, and like spending money like it's gonna not gonna be there. I mean, because if you spend it, it's not gonna be there. You might as well have a little bit saved up. Just live comfortable.
It's like, yeah, if I were to do something like that, I would set up a real nice room to do stuff like this so that I can talk to
Mhm.
my online friends and whatnot. Maybe do a side business with some friends to go like still do like physical work, or just, be hitting the gym more, something like that to get out more consistently. Like I got my own home gym and everything, but it's like, oh, well, give me a reason to go out. Let's go to a gym, something like
Yeah.
that. But just do it more consistently. And probably the other one would be like cooking a lot. Like I cook a lot of my own meals, but go to places that cook really good meals
Oh
more
yeah.
often. Stuff like that. But it would not be every day. It'd be like it's still a once a month treat. It's like, maybe until I'm a lot older, and then it'll be like, okay, now it's just whiskey and cigars until I fucking die. Like it's all good.
Yeah, like I'll be honest. I mean, I guess if you do eventually get rich like that in any fashion that you do, I always say there's definitely gonna be more problems there because that amount of money would definitely
hmm
cause more problems. But I don't think I would change that much, honestly. I mean, I don't have that. I don't have that kind of money, so I can't say. But if you have $2 million just in the bank after taxes or whatever, it's like, damn, I just I couldn't fathom a world you just ever go broke. If you do go broke,
Yeah.
you're trash. You
Well, that's
deserve
on
to
you.
actually be
That's on
homeless.
you at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even nowadays, people are like, dude, $1 million ain't shit. I'm like, well, if you invest it right and you don't live like you always have $1 million on you, you just live like how you probably were normally living
Yeah,
before. Just
Yeah.
maybe you're eating slightly better, and you're not worried about like, gosh, can I go on that trip because I don't know if I can afford gas. Little things like that aren't
yeah,
going to bother you as much
Yeah.
anymore. Like, okay, yeah, and you got a couple investments that are just still racking in money that are just naturally giving you 5 to 10 grand a month. Once all your other stuff is paid off, you should be fine. If you're doing more than that, I mean, that's on you. At that point, you're just spending on a materialistic bullshit, and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
again, that's on you.
Like how many people do you know in your life that are pretty well off, but they just don't brag about it? They just kind of keep doing the same shit. They just get more money over time because they're making good decisions. That's why when people talk about black people, it's not, people always blame it on poverty. There are plenty of black people or even like white people that were in poverty that didn't make bad decisions to get themselves into trouble. Just because you're in poverty does not automatically mean you start being criminal. There's plenty of poor
I don't know,
people.
man. Have you
Not
seen
all of them
Aladdin?
become.
Yeah.
You got me there. You got me there.
Would you say
Yeah.
The Wire? No, I'm kidding.
There was this girl, she was like, well, they only commit those crimes because they're in poverty. Yeah, yeah. Being in poverty means you just become an absolute criminal. That's a great mindset to
No,
have.
that was like
No.
Yeah. No.
AOC. AOC was out there like they're only out there stealing food, and it's like, well, why the hell is the shaving cream locked down at my local Rite
Yeah.
Aid? Then what the
They're
fuck are you
stealing
talking about?
food.
Only
Oh.
Yeah,
food?
yeah. The
Like
argument
Oh
is
my
like, oh,
God.
they're stealing this stuff because they're stealing
you
food.
got to hit a
I'll never see
a
food
button to get
stolen.
deodorant. Which I mean, why are you guys
Yeah.
stealing that anyways? We already know. Never mind.
Well, it's,
Well, of
have you
course.
seen those?
I'm not going there with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's probably. But yeah, no,
I'm
like
not gonna
I've
sponsor
seen
Joe.
like the extreme of both sides. I mean, I've worked for a real estate company, and I got to see
Mhm.
some people with some serious money, and you'll see them pull up in like a Ford Escort, and they just
Mhm.
don't like this would be like one of the top earners at the real estate company. I think I was
Mhm.
making millions, and he pulls up in this like
Damn.
tiny little Ford Escort. Of course, he gets out with his nice, super nice suit on, but that's because he has to keep up appearances. But he did not spend money where he didn't need to. He was like, this car gets me from point A to point B. I don't need to show off any more than that. And the guy was he was also like one of the most down to earth guys I've ever met. And then on the complete opposite of the spectrum, for a little while, I've had a lot of weird jobs, and I helped this lady take care of 100 peacocks. So
What?
yeah,
You the one that released them all out here in Chatsworth? Because fuck you, man. Those things are all over the place, and if you hit one, it's $1,000 fine.
You
Never gonna financially
grabbed
recover
1,000
from that
cocks?
massacre. No,
That's crazy. I wish I could grab 1,000 cocks.
no. There was
We
actually
know
a
MSK.
there was a famous singer out here in Chatsworth. There was from back in the day, and he like had a peacock sanctuary, and one of his things in his will was, oh, when he dies, just release him out into Chatsworth, where I live, and now they're everywhere. And if you hit one, it's $1,000 fine. Like if you kill one. And I was just like, this motherfucker, just like they're all over the place, just randomly, just on people's houses and shit. You're like, what is happening out here? It's pretty wild.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, some guy just like screwed over the whole valley with that, and people just like got to live with these things yelling at like 3 a.m. because they're fucking loud, man.
Yeah, when I was in there, like taking care of them, you left like have was it so this lady had huge property and just she had over 100 peacocks, 20 something emus, 13 ostriches, and somewhere around like 30 pheasants. I was just helping her out with this stuff. And when those peacocks would go off, it wouldn't just be like one scream; it would be like 30 of them over there on the whole entire thing screaming. It's like cover your ears because they were so loud. But anyway, so like on the other side of the poverty spectrum, she didn't live in that nice of a neighborhood, and so then you have people out there, and they're getting like the nicest cars that they can, and they can't even. There's like a mobile home with like a hole in the roof, but yet it's right in front. They got a brand new car. It's just
Yeah,
like,
they got a Maserati in the driveway, dude.
Yeah, it's just like
I got a buddy of mine who got one of those mobile homes from his grandma when his grandma had to move into their house, and they were like, "Oh, you can just take over the payments. You live there." And so we go over there for like Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty nice. They're pretty decent size, but you go in there and there's a lot of worn down ones, but everyone has like, BMWs, Maseratis, like Challengers, Camaros. Like it's just, I'm like, okay, I see where your money's going, but like, that's a choice for sure. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's a good choice, but have fun with that.
I mean, hey, as long as you're not black and you make good decisions, you're good.
Yeah, you don't need that Challenger. You just don't.
Who said I was buying it? You just steal it. That's what black people do. They commit a crime.
Yeah, you're 108-month lease for like $700 a month.
Oh my god.
You heard some of that? Like I know there are a lot of them are their jokes on like Instagram, but it's always like it's like these dudes who it happens to be a couple black people work at a dealership, and they just make these jokes all the time where they're like, oh yeah, and they like pretend to interview people, and it's like, yeah, I got like a 95-month lease or a 94 months of payment at $670 for this 2002 Honda Civic, and you're like, what? Like at like $500, you're like, you're about to pay 50 grand for a Civic, like a 2002. Like, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, when I was in the military, if you want to see people get taken advantage of, brand new privates that finally get their very first paycheck, and they're like, they're at the post, they got no parents to tell them what to do, they got that car dealership just sitting there off post, sitting there with like, hey, come get a Camaro, we'll get you in it. 17% interest or something.
Usually, like most of them, I always saw with there was always Mustangs. Anybody I knew that went to the military was always Mustangs.
Oh yeah, and their entire paycheck.
I went with the Camaro. I wasn't in the military, but I got one of those. I like it.
Why? That's how you know life doesn't give you enough money. Essentially, when your entire paycheck goes to paying one bill. Holy shit!
Yeah, God, and it's not your rent. You're like, I sleep in it, but I mean.
Yeah, but the heated seats though.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you were in a good car, you could bang out a girl there too in the back seat. You could eat her out, have her fucking unload on the seats and shit, and then throw her out afterwards.
But the leather, I mean,
you kick her out afterwards.
I've been in California. You don't get leather seats out here. That shit sucks. I got one on accident just because it just happened to be the thing available for the money that I had. And it was like a 2002 Jetta like 15 years ago. And I was like, whatever, I just need something to get to work. And somebody had it for cheap and didn't even care about it. But goddamn, dude, when summer hit, I regretted the fuck out of that.
Yeah, man. Good Lord, dude. If that's the thing, though, is like getting because Slater's married, Gray's married. So it's just us three single guys up here, you know. How long have you been married, Slater?
Let me think.
Be right back.
13 years now.
You've been married since 2012.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You were married when the Avengers came out. That's crazy. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, huh? Shit, it's pretty bad now. That didn't age well at all. Oh man, because you've been married for a while. How do you guys even do it at this point?
Back there.
Hey, good lord, man, fucking hell! How many kids you got? You have 2, right?
4.
You have 4. You heard of the protection plan?
What?
You heard of the protection plan?
What's this P word you keep saying?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fucking hell. No girl ever orgasms from a condom. Never happens. I don't believe him. I'll trust nothing.
Definitely not for you.
I got 9 inches. I'm good. Good lord. Rogue, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, Doc. How you feeling?
Doing good, man. How do you make a girl blow her load, man?
Shit, you tell me. I don't know, man. I'm out here striking out.
Me too. Fucking hell. I'm good. I gotta just focus on content. Women will come and go. That's how it is, really.
I know that's right.
So what'd you do for New Year's outside of stream?
Who, me? I just chilled with my son and then went out to eat today for breakfast. Just finished eating dinner, made some homemade chicken nuggets and then macaroni, and that was pretty much it. We were just chilling. What about yourself?
Yeah, I just got off work. That's pretty much it. Just came home, ate Taco Bell, and just started streaming. I just gotta review this later on.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta review this book, and then after that, that's it. Essentially, my only day off is Thursday. Holy crap!
Okay.
I mean, holiday season is over. So, are you guys gonna be slow the holiday season?
You talking about me or?
Yeah, for your job.
Oh, I don't work there anymore. I got let go back in November.
What happened? Oh shit.
Oh, to make a long story short, so I don't want to sound like that guy. Oh, my managers hate me, but I talk a lot of shit at work. I worked in sales, as you already know, for guys that don't know. So I'm just myself, masculine dude. Well, I ain't even gonna say masculine. I'm just myself. You know what I'm saying? Straightforward dude, no bullshit. And I'll always like speak my mind on shit. Like I call customers crackheads when they're not there, like shit like that. So I come into work one day, and mind you, I was their top sales rep because I sold glasses for people who might be wondering. I was their top sales rep for like 7 months in a row, top in financing shit. Like I was the shit. But I noticed one of my managers, who ended up being the store manager, did not care for me for whatever reason. So came into work November 1st. My manager from another store said, "Hey, we gotta let you go. I'm pretty sure you already know." I'm like, this is news to me. I don't have any write-ups, no nothing. And she just handed me my termination letter. I read the letter. All it said was, "Hey, your sales are low. You don't listen to us. You're done," pretty much. Just to give you the summary of what they gave me more professional breakdown. That was pretty much what it was. It was all bullshit though, because my sales was low because we hired a new person. I was assisting, helping the new person in addition to trying to get my sales for myself. And then I always, in a busy season, especially when you work sales, you always have that one person who's trying to like take care of everyone being hella thirsty. So it was just kind of like, oh, okay, I mean, it's a self-owned business. So I was kind of like, okay, I see what this is. They just wanted me out of here for whatever reason. So I chucked the deuces, got on unemployment, and I'm just trying to go full-time YouTube for the time being. So I've been uploading and grinding on YouTube all November. I pretty much did damn near daily content in December. I mean, I've gained like 300 subs since then, and my YouTube check's a lot bigger, but like still kind of like managing, trying to get to 22K subs. I got like 400 subs left. So this is on that YouTube grind. And then worst case scenario, if I don't get to where I want to be by April, because my unemployment kicks off in June, I'm just going to go get another sales job and go from there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fucked up to just fire you before the holiday season, essentially.
I thought it was fucked up too, but sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. Like I said, technically my sales was low, but it's not like a company where it's like your sales low, you're gone. Typically when you work a job, it's kind of like you get a first write-up, second write-up, then you're terminated. I was coming late. They didn't even mention me being late. I was doing all kind of shit, but I'm like
a black guy late to his job.
Oh my god! Like they just didn't want me there for whatever reason. Yeah. I can tell my manager, "Hey, it's probably not the reason. I just feel like maybe I just didn't fit in." That's probably the most realistic answer, honestly. I just didn't fit in because my boss was female. My boss was female. All the employees were pretty much female. I was like the only guy there. We had one guy in the back, but he cut the glasses. He was an older guy. He was getting ready to retire. He was cool. He was pissed they let me go. And yeah, it was just random because like I had good sales, I had loyal customers, and it's like didn't matter.
The last one I got let go from literally the day of like because I was the manager there. Like, well, I was like I ran like 4 different departments, and we had this last order that they ordered this order of like 14 of these like really high quality chairs that we were designing at the time.
Nice.
And the day of that we make it all, like we finally get it all done. It was this big pain in the ass. They wanted all these extra crap that a lot of us didn't do. I had to go over all of them, do the quality inspection. And then as soon as it was approved to go through, it was done at like 11. And at 12 o'clock, they came up and they're like, oh, hey, we got to let you go. And it was the day that I took them from the red to the black. Like, so it was day they finally got out of bank. Like they were low. And I was like, really, the last order, this is what I get for working so hard for the last like 6 months. Cause they were kind of giving me raises. Everything was going good.
Mhm.
And then they were just like, oh yeah, you can go now after this ridiculous order you just fucking did. And I was like, I had 2 days off before that. And, so like I had the Monday off and I came in on that Tuesday and they were like, oh, you're the only one to check all this. And I was like, well, good luck with the rest of that. And since then I've heard about 3 other people who have left from there who are some of their best employees. So I don't know what the hell they're doing now, but whatever.
Yeah,
that was months ago. I've been
when they want to get rid of you, they'll find a reason. It's bullshit, but what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Thank God for
I didn't
like
care.
unemployment. I didn't honestly when they told me I didn't, cause I ain't gonna lie, I would talk bitch shit. Cause one of my coworkers told me like, yeah, you know, you're probably gonna get fired. I'm like, she probably knew I was gonna get fired. And I'm like, honestly, if I get fired, I don't care. I can just go back to personal training and do YouTube and go for YouTube. I really don't give a fuck. And I said it nice and loud. I know my managers heard me. So it's kind of like when I say I gave no fucks, I gave no, and it was mainly because like I wasn't even trying to be a douchebag or like this Mr. Guy who thinks he's the shit at the job. It's one of those when you work at a place, you notice how incompetent people are, and you know you're doing your job well. They're telling you to do one thing, but what you're doing is working. But they want you to do a specific way because that's what the owner wants, and the owner doesn't know her left from her right. Her own son stopped fucking working for her, so it's kind of just like. It was just a lot, and I was
women make terrible bosses, though. If we're being honest,
I wouldn't even say all women make terrible
bosses. When I was manager at my place, I was just talking about it's like we would have everything set up the way that we'd do it, and then the owner's husband would come in, and that's another reason that I got let go is when he retired, he was like, "Oh, I'll just come in and do your job," and everybody hated the way that he does the job because he fucking sucked at everything. And I was like, you guys have fun with that because we had it all set up like almost like an assembly line type of deal going on there. And it was like, we had it running like clockwork. And I was like, everybody hates working with this guy. He was the fucking worst. And they were like, okay, do it his way. And I'm like, what would happen is when he would come over and be like, let me show you guys how to do it. And it would take like 3 hours for something I could do in 15 minutes. And I was like,
wow.
And that's not even an exaggeration. That's just how fucking bad he was at doing this shit. It was fucking awful.
You. Like at my gig, the owner, she was more of a hands-on owner because she owned 2 stores. I worked for a glasses company called Pearl Vision, so she owned 2 stores, and you know because they're self-owned, they're not corporate because there's no corporate stores. And she was really like I can say they lost a lot of employees because she was too hands-on. And she would harp on shit that doesn't matter. Like sales could be high, but when we give customers their glasses, oh, you didn't say the speech properly right. You missed one thing. And they'll make a big fucking deal. I'm just like, I did say the speech. I naturally talk fast. I heard you. I was listening. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just be like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, but okay. Like, it'll be little shit like that. Like typical like small shit that they keep complaining about to the point where it's like, okay, we just gotta get this dude out of here because he's not listening type shit. And I was there over a year.
Yeah, they'd always get mad at talking with me because whenever they would come to talk to me, I knew it would be about some bullshit they thought needed to change, even though I'd be like, is everything running okay? And they're like, well, yeah, I was like, is everything out on time? They're like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay. And they were like, you just don't communicate well. I was like, I shouldn't need to communicate if everything's on time.
If you're doing your job.
Like,
if you're doing your job,
get out of my face and let me do my fucking job. And everybody else in there like me. They're like, oh yeah, he's great. He's fine. Because I don't sit and bitch at people. I'll go out of my way to fix a lot of their stuff even just because it's like I've been here for like 5 years. I know how to do it way the fuck faster, way better than you. See what the hell I do. Try not to mess it up the next time. You're good to go. And everybody liked me for it, but it's like they didn't like that. They were like, "No, you need to get on them about that." I'm like, "No, I'm going to show them how to do it right, and then if they do it wrong after that, then maybe I'll get on them about it." But once you show people how to do shit the right way, a lot of times they're just like, I'm gonna do it that way. That looked way easier. It's like, I know, right? Because it's the right way.
The way
if you're never shown that, it doesn't work like that.
The way I think about it is, as long as you don't get caught, it don't matter. That's all I do. I'm not gonna lie, people.
I mean, it shouldn't matter as long as it's not fucking with productivity. It shouldn't matter, honestly. But a lot of these companies, I feel like a lot of the time, shit, like I said, sometimes shit just be personal, but they can't literally say that because that's a lawsuit. Like my manager can say, "Oh, I don't like how Chris said X, Y, Z," and I can say, "Well, I can fucking sue you guys because that's discrimination for whatever reason." Because like I've heard, like one of my managers, like such a fucking feminist, right? She'll say shit like men are stupid, or she'll joke with women customers and be like, "Yeah, oh, he's a man, he doesn't know anything. You know how these men are, right?" And they'll go like like typical like older woman type shit, dissing men. And I told my boss one time, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just a dumb man. What do I know?" And she was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." I'm like, I know you're just joking. And I just walked away. Like I would troll the fuck out of them people. But they loved me in the beginning. Like when I first got there, sales was good. I was cool. I was nice. And then like literally before they let me go, 3 people quit. So I was talking to this chick on the job. She ended up quitting. This other dude who she ended up stopped talking to me to talk to this dude. He quit the same week. They quit the same week. And then this other guy, he quit for a different company because they gave him shit for like his granddad got sick and he couldn't come to work. He wanted to go make sure his granddad was okay in the hospital. So he pretty much, they gave him hella shit for it, and he just left the company after that. And so like 3 people quit, and then they kissed my ass to make sure I wasn't gonna quit. They even gave me like $50 out of their pocket. And make sure like you're good right here. You know, we just gonna give you this money. Just like, we appreciate you being here. All that bullshit. And then as soon as they didn't need me anymore, they got me out of there. I'm just like, and it's crazy because like the owner had a recommendation. We would have like meetings, and I told the owner one time, "Why don't we have chairs with back support? My back hurts sitting now." And literally, she got the chairs literally 3 weeks before they let me go. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but before I became manager at the last place I was at, my best friend, who I still am best friends with, was managing it before me. So I was kind of like his under apprentice. So when he left, because he just quit because he was like, "Fuck this place," and he was there for like 7-8 years.
Oh damn!
And they, during Christmas time, they'd be like, "Oh, here's $200, here's $300." He just found a new job, and he was only there for 4 months or so that he's been there. And they were like, "Oh yeah, here's your bonus. Just, don't be surprised about what's in your bank account." And he was like, "Oh, they just gave me $2,500." And it's like,
"Oh
yeah,
shit."
They gave it. It's like that, and that's his first year. And one of his coworkers was like, "Dude, yeah, I got 5,000. This place just hooks you up." And I was like, "Okay,
what company is that? Like sales?
They do machinery. He just works in a warehouse. It's machinery for like military aircrafts and stuff, though.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's a pretty big company, but way the hell better than where he was at. And he doesn't even have to manage people. He just sorts stuff and delivers stuff. That's it. It's way less stress. Not having to manage 15 to 20 people at a time. Nope. Just do your own thing. Here you go.
WZ says there's a reason for unemployment and unions. If the job had it their way, they would fuck you harder than Tyrone did MSK's wife.
Oh, no doubt. That's why a lot of people nowadays just don't want to work these shit jobs. Like, you have people who try it and then they realize, like, I'm wasting my fucking time and potential. And then it's like, the money you're making, you can't do anything with. You don't make enough to leave your house. You can't upgrade any damn thing. You can't move. Like, a lot of people live at home with their family. So it's kind of like, if I personally didn't live at home with my family right now, I'd be asked out. I mean, I'd probably get another job and figure it out, but my life would be 10 times harder if it wasn't for me staying with my grandparents currently. So it's kind of like these companies just don't. It's like it's hard to get ahead in life right now. And these fucking boomers, they just say, "Oh, you guys don't want to work hard enough." Back in my day, it's like, dude, back in your day, the exchange rate was way different. You got paid less, but you got more for your money versus what we get paid.
Inflation back then, you could exchange one MSK for one chicken, and that chicken could buy you a house.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like older people,
That's
the
just a
generation
throwback
before
joke.
us, they'll be like, well, you got to just graduate from high school, go to college, get a job, and do this and this. And it's like, that's not been life for like the last decade plus.
70 years.
Bro, I tried that. Fucking graduate high school, go to college. That was a waste of my fucking time.
College is
Like,
such a scam.
Like, best thing about
sorry.
college was like just making the friends who I don't talk to anymore and looking at the chicks. Honestly, that shit was boring. Like I had some cool teachers and I had fun. I was motivated, but like I think about all the years I wasted just getting my associate's degree. Because I went to college off and on between that and working because I had my son early. And I'm just thinking about now, like, man, if I just got into like the trades fresh out of high school, I'd be way farther ahead in life.
It's pretty much what I did. Like once I was like 15 and I was able to start working, like, and I had my first couple jobs. Like my first job was out of Popeyes just because it was close near me, and I was like, "This is some bullshit, man, making this." And then I jumped immediately into doing like construction work, which worked out way better. And everybody else I knew was going. They're like, "Oh, I got my master's, I got this." And all of a sudden, all these years later, they're like, "Yeah, I'm making like less than $20 an hour." Mind you, we're in freaking California, which that's garbage. That's garbage,
bro. That's chump change out there.
And this was, I remember this being like a friend of mine. Like she got her master's, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm making like 22," and I was like, yes, so am I, but I'm not 150,000 in debt right now. Like, how the hell are you surviving? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a lot of
mine
those.
only has nothing but to move up, and you have a cap at like 30 an hour. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my first job was Little Caesars. I think my first paycheck was like fucking $200, $150. Like I was only getting paid like $7.75 an hour. It was
that's the back minimum wage was like
shit.
$8. Holy
crap! It was like I got hired there back in 2009, and it was just like, man, the pay was so shit. I remember back in the day thinking like, man, if I could just make 13 an hour, I'll be good. But that shit don't get you nowhere now. Holy fuck!
I jumped from 725, and then I got into my first construction job, and I was making $10. And then right after that, the same boss liked me, and he brought me onto this next job site, and I was making 16. And I was just
shit.
Everyone else was making 8
this?
at the time. This was good 15, 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, so that's money.
So then I was just like, oh dude, I'm killing it right now. Like,
hell yeah, you're fucking killing it.
Now it's kind of evening back up to where it's like, well, we can't be paying you this unless you get into like a really big company out here. And I'm like, dude, I'm done with that shit, man. I'm already 35. I'm not trying to blow my back out for another 20 years like MSK's wife over here. But
hey,
like,
as long as you
I
film
feel
it,
you. I'm about to be 35 in a week. So I feel you, dog.
Just film it and let me watch. I can see your strokes and see how you do it.
Probably make a lot more money off that. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Gray, do you want to film me fucking my wife?
I mean, that'll be hard, really, because how do you film something that doesn't exist? No, man.
It's pretty easy to get the red angles on the pillow that he's going to town on, but
yeah. Yeah, fair enough. The pillow is one step up from his old Dora blanket, which I heard that he went through a messy divorce with. But
the blanket went out when he went to go wring it out, and the thing just shattered. So that thing wasn't washed.
Hey, no, my socks are not crusty. Just saying. I do not have crusty socks.
Shattered, like I said.
My job, you can't get fired unless you show up late way too often or you miss work without letting them know. They literally
I want to add, most jobs, even when you show up late, they'll give you a write-up, second write-up, final warning. Then they'll let you go. They just don't let you go. So they know they just fire you. You're going to get unemployment. They don't want you to get the unemployment.
Yeah.
They have to pay for that shit. So like, when I got let go, I was just kind of like, oh, they wanted me out of there. They just said, get this motherfucker out of here.
My ex's mom was pretty high up management in waste management, and that's a government job or whatever. And she would always bring up this story of this guy who he just left for 2 months, and they came back, and it was just like he just started working again, and they couldn't do anything about it. They were like,
"Oh wow,
what the hell?" He just was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave," and then he came back. He didn't quit. He just stopped showing up. When he came back, they were like, "Here's your job again," and I was like, what the hell is going on with the government here?
The government jobs are weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, weird. They get paid good. I mean, they work the hell out of you, though, from when I was told.
Oh, yeah.
No, we had a private back at my first duty station that got the dream job. So you show up at your duty station, you go to the headquarters, and they give you your papers and say, all right, you're attached to whatever company, your Charlie company, or blah blah blah. This guy, he shows up with us. They send me off to Charlie company. He goes, and then he comes up and like, all right, well, we don't have your papers in just yet. So you show up tomorrow. Hopefully they'll be in by then, and you just go back to your barracks room, and we'll figure it out from there. They told him that for over a month. Just, hey, all right, we don't have your papers in yet. We don't have nowhere to go. Just go back to your barracks room, come back. So he stopped showing back up at the headquarters. A full year goes by. This guy has done literally nothing. He has not shown up for a single thing. He is getting government pay just to hang out in the barracks and just live his life.
Did
not
he get the
attached
job
to
from
anybody.
Idiocracy? Like the job from
Yeah.
Idiocracy? He's just sitting there watching the TV and he's like, but I'm good at this. He's like, I'm pretty sure he can figure that shit out.
Yeah. I mean, like, we would just pass this guy up in the chow hall and he'd just be like, hey, man, you do anything yet? Nah. I'm just hanging out, just living life.
Just get
Just
a free
like, I'm
paycheck. Fuck it.
just 350-pound private. Nobody questions it. Like, I'm just sitting here eating. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything. He was literally just free housing, just collecting a check. I don't know what that guy was doing all day. God.
I heard about that one guy. I don't know how true it is, but I believe it based on what I've done at job sites when I didn't want to do shit, which is simply hold a clipboard up and walk around and act like you're doing something. And it fucking works.
I've got a great story about
just
that.
Look busy. And people are like, oh,
Oh,
dude,
hell
you're clearly doing something. And it's like, yep.
That's like
Just
the
walk around
retail
with a
equivalent
paper
of
on
just
it.
cleaning. That's the retail equivalent of that is just cleaning random shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go clean this.
grabbing a broom and walk around. Like,
Right.
Grab a towel and start cleaning the same spot you probably cleaned the last hour. That's how
Yeah,
you
gotta
look
get this.
busy.
Gotta get this floor shine.
So, but when I was in the Army, I was actually a sniper for 6 years. And so because of that, they had us take situational awareness classes. It was literally classes on how to infiltrate an area. And so our teacher would come and he said, you want to get access to anywhere? Get up, put on a orange vest, get a clipboard. They will literally let you in anywhere. And he's like, let me prove it to you guys. So we literally take the van, we drive out to the division headquarters where like the general is staying at. The guy literally just puts on his orange vest, grabs his clipboard, and just puts on a hard hat, just walks right through the front doors, just starts going around with the cameras, just taking pictures inside the division headquarters, and just like, oh yeah, the general, he's over there. All right, yeah. Where's the sergeant major? Oh, he's sitting right over there. All right, and where's the exits? And it's like literally just taking pictures, videotaping the entire inside. Everybody's just like, he's got a vest on. He's at the clipboard. He's supposed to be here.
I
It is
don't know the name of the
terrifying what you can
I don't
do.
know the name of the channel, but there's a guy like there's these guys who go out there and they do shit like that and they try to like increase the ridiculousness of like what they can do to get away with it. And like one time it's just two dudes and they're bringing like a 14-foot ladder.
The ladder
And
with
they
the movie
just
theater?
walk. Yeah, they walk into a movie theater and it's like, what the hell are you gonna do with that, man? Like, even with no tools, nothing. They just have a fucking ladder. So it's like you couldn't do anything. And then I remember the other one, there was a guy, like he just walked into a theater or like a mall. It was like a mall theater, but he disguised himself as a bush. And like he just stood there as a bush. And then every now and then he would just take a couple steps and stand somewhere else until eventually he just walked into the movie theater and people just didn't fucking question it at all. And I'm like, how did you make it that far? Like, it was nuts. And they just increased the ridiculousness. Like, what can you get away with? And it's like, people just don't care.
Oh,
They really don't.
Yep.
Most people when they're at their jobs, their mind is elsewhere, or they're on their phone.
It's like, yeah, I don't get paid enough to deal with a walking bush right now. I'm fine. Like,
I mean, you're some high schooler taking movie tickets and some guy in a bush. You're just like, I don't want to deal with that. I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
yeah.
Good
You
Lord.
made it this far, man. I'm curious to see if my manager notices at this point.
Gray, what do you
Wow.
do? Do you do phone sex operator for your job?
Yeah, I
He
mean,
does the
Come
poupon
on.
for the gray poupon. No.
yeah, I mean, what can I say? No, I do make money with my mouth. Unlike MSK in a very different way. But yeah, the phone sex, it's similar.
Yeah, you know,
I'm
I mean,
never using that glory hole again, man. That was fucking.
yeah, man. Good Lord, dude. And it's crazy because like girls are like, man, I want a guy who's 6 feet, makes $100K a year, drives a nice car, lives in a nice house, and it's like, girls just only want to come to you when the nest is already built. They don't want to be with you building the nest up. They want the benefits of your already built kingdom. Like, isn't that just a gold digger? I'm just putting out. It sounds like a fucking gold digger right there. You know.
I mean,
why do you think all these dudes have put moats up around themselves to fucking keep them out? You got to build a bridge. You got to build a bridge to get over here, bitch. Not like.
Oh shit! Good lord, man. But what are you guys planning on watching this year? There's gonna be some movies coming out.
Isn't Squid Game Part 3 coming out?
Season 3?
Part
Season
2
2?
just part 2 just
Two just
dropped.
dropped.
Season
But
2
3
just
is
dropped. Season
dropping.
3.
I think they
really?
were saying spring, so I think it's
Oh,
like either
shit.
March or April.
That's that
Oh, yeah,
fast.
I'm
I didn't
really
think it was
looking
gonna be that
forward to that
fast.
For
Are
me,
you guys
the
gonna
end
watch
of
that Mr.
end
Beast
of
show?
Cobra. End of Cobra Kai, dude. I've watched the first 3 episodes of the Mr. Beast one on Prime.
Mhm.
It's actually pretty. It's entertaining. I can't
Yeah.
lie.
What is it
Just
about?
to watch them screw people over.
Yep.
Well, so they take 1,000 people and then they have to whittle it down to where one person wins. But through it, he's sitting there tempting people with money, and he's building them into teams. And sometimes the teams have to deceive each other. It's surprisingly entertaining. Like the guy knows
Okay.
what he's doing for a reason. Like
Yeah.
it's entertaining. It's
Mhm.
really funny to watch. You're just like, oh goddamn, like that would suck. Like what
Just
would you do
remember-
in that situation? Type of deal.
IGN gave it what, a 2?
Well,
But this is the same company that gave fucking She-Hulk a 9. They gave She-Hulk a 9.
She-Hulk was not. I was standing on She-Hulk. She-Hulk was the
God.
best show to watch when you're high. That shit was fucking hilarious.
No, I can't even.
Smoke a
Oh
joint
man,
while She-Hulk was a vibe during COVID.
I tried so hard because I was kind of going through this mode where I was like, you know what? Even if it sucks and people are saying it sucks, I'm gonna judge it of my own accord. And
First time.
She-Hulk and Rings of Power broke me of that. Now I'm just like, if they say it sucks, I believe you. I am not going to waste my
You know,
time.
what, what's crazy, man? A lot of people have gone through these Disney Plus shows now. I've gone through like 7 of them. It's like first time. You're like, man, these shows really don't do anything, and nothing really goes anywhere. Yeah, first time. Yeah, I kind of know that since WandaVision. It's like,
I mean, they could have though. They had the potential. I think She-Hulk was like. I never personally took She-Hulk seriously. That's why I kind of low key enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched it under the influence 100% of the time. However, I didn't really. I thought WandaVision was solid, and I thought it might have led somewhere,
Yeah.
but it hasn't done anything. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was pretty decent too, but like I'm sorry, or
I
the
don't
Falcon.
know.
I thought that was decent.
So
but
Wanda
some of them
led
have been
directly
they've
into
been-
Agatha.
Yeah, some of them have been
I didn't
watchable,
watch
but
that
they're
at
just.
all.
Oh, I went through Agatha.
you did?
Oh,
You
God.
guys,
My condolences, man.
How
Why
did
did
I went through
I
with a
straight
panel
up
of people
quit
though
after
because
She-Hulk.
it was
I
just
had
like.
to.
Well, I was on with DA and he was like, "Hey, every week we're reviewing the show," and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm on the ride for this one, I guess." Whatever. That might have been a mistake, but Jesus Christ.
Like right as these shows are over, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, man, was that just an absolute waste of time? Every
What's
single
funny,
time.
he almost wanted to start it up again with the skeleton crew, and then
Oh,
on the
no!
second episode, he's like,
Yeah.
"We're not doing this shit." And I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Is it that bad? I
I was
haven't
like-
seen it yet. I refuse to watch it.
It's not that it's that bad. It's just there's nothing that really. It's not very entertaining, and for a
Okay.
kids show, it's just because it definitely heavily leans into the kids show aspect of it. It just, but it goes a little too much into it to where it's like. Usually, I can still find entertainment and stuff like that. Like say, like Sonic. Sonic is like more
Sonic
aimed
was
toward
dope.
kids. Yeah, it's more
That's
aimed towards
great.
kids, but there's a lot of stuff in it that adults will enjoy a lot more than some of the kids will because we grew up with that stuff. It's not the same with something like this. Like other than you can sit there and reference stuff like the Goonies. You can be like, well, it's kind of like the Goonies, but in space. But there's no Star Wars really in it. Like there's a couple semi-interesting questions, but it's going to be one of those things where even if they answer those questions, none of them are going to be interesting enough to make you give a shit about Star Wars again, which is their biggest problem.
Well, I think
They should have just stuck to the Mandalorian universe. Personally, they fucked that
Whoever
up.
did the
That's screwed
first
that up.
season, whoever
Yeah.
did the first season, yes. Second
I
season
agree.
still had people kind of there, and then the third season just was like, oh yeah, that fell off a cliff, and you're like, wait, how? Like the second season had people kind of at least somewhat interested,
Well,
and
you're
they're like,
forgetting the
no, we
Book of
don't do
Boba
we
Fett.
don't do that here.
You know what they could have
Season
did. Low-key?
2.5.
Oh,
They could have fucking did a
everybody
time
forgot
jump.
the Book of Boba Fett.
They could have
I
did a
did.
time jump where Grogu pissed fucking Mando and like some what's that like that metal shit that like freezes him, the carbonite or whatever.
Carbonite.
Carbonite him like while he's still young. Time jump until when fucking the little fucking Yoda dude gets older. That would have been a good idea, personally.
I think an even better idea would have been just to continue with the bounty hunter stories.
That too, yeah.
Like they had the winning.
Here's another idea.
You could have done basically. I would have thought just doing like Firefly with Star Wars, you know, do a Firefly, get a team up onto a ship and you all go on little missions, and Grogu, like he would literally be the chick who plays not Serenity. What's her name in Firefly? The girl who's basically super badass and whatever in Firefly.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what Grogu would be. It would be like all of a sudden when things really get shitty, it's like all of a sudden he unlocks a new power and gets even crazier. And you're like, you get to see him become basically a new Yoda. You could have just kept doing that, and I guarantee people would have been like interested and just have like a B storyline go through it and then build it up in the background.
No, I was just gonna point out, or Disney could just stop doing Star Wars content because they're clearly not good at it.
They should.
They could just not do any more Star Wars content. I think
they can do it. It's just they have to get the agenda that they're trying to push out of the room. Yeah, I think everyone knows what the agenda is. They want things to be woman first. They want it to be hella woke. And they just want to leave it at that, and it's bullshit. Honestly, they just focus on the father and son aspect of Mandalorian. It should have been a hit. We don't have a lot of father and son shows like that anymore. And when we do get one every once in a while, everyone's like, "This show is fucking dope." Yeah, because it's regular, it's normal. There's no extra shit in it.
Yeah,
like there was a meme I saw, right, and it was like somebody like explain woke. Then it said new Netflix show. The dude's in Britain, he's black, he's in a wheelchair, and he's gay. I was like, that is the wokest shit, and it's a real show. He's a king of England, he's black, he's in a wheelchair, and he's gay. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm half black. There's no, bruh, that don't even make sense.
Well, it's they're passing up on really good stories just to push ridiculousness. Like, so I think one of the greatest movies of all time is from Disney, Up. I mean, that movie is phenomenal. It's got a phenomenal story, and so the way they decide to continue it is the stupidest way ever. They had somebody did not grasp the concept of the original movie to continue it in that short film of Carl's going back on his first date. That is the stupidest way to follow up that movie that you could have ever done. What they should have done.
DreamWorks.
It's no, Up is Disney Pixar.
I mean, you might be right, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, but so like so like the entire movie is him with mourning the loss of his wife and kind of finding no reason to go on until he meets this kid that brings this purpose, this meaning back to his life, and he gets to mentor this kid. So obviously the logical next step is he needs to move on and find a new wife. No, what they should have done.
I would say that the next logical step would be to take the kid and grow the kid up and watch the guy die as he finds his wife. That would have been sad as hell, but it would be like, oh, you see your mentor die while you're finding your next part of life. Bam.
Even better. Just continue the little next step with it. What they should have done is they should have dove into that relationship a little bit more. So it's Russell and Carl. What they should have done is they should have continued it, have Russell bring Carl to the scout meetings, and all of a sudden Carl is growing. He's becoming a mentor to not just Russell but these other kids, and his life is expanding as he's realized maybe life's not over yet. Maybe I've got something I can teach these kids. As he gets further and further along and he becomes a leader and a member of the community, and he starts being like, hey, I do have something to offer. That would have been freaking beautiful. It would have been wonderful, but no, we got to have Carl move along, find the woman. It's just like
he should have kept his house there, stood against industrialization, and then just beat down the pharmaceutical companies. Not like there you go.
It's just like, I don't know. They're
that could have worked though.
I think some of the most recent movies I enjoy is stuff that's not mainstream. Like there was a movie my son found on Netflix. I think it's called Johnson's versus Machines or something. It's like a kids movie.
Oh yeah,
the whole purpose. Really fucking good movie. It was like about a dad who's sad his daughter's growing up. He wants one final trip with his family. Fucking AI takes, or I think it was an AI or aliens or something.
Yeah, it's a smartphone.
Yeah, the AI takeover fucking happens, and he's trying to keep his family safe. And I'm like, I'm watching it with my son. I'm like, this is a really fucking good movie. Holy shit! I'm like, but it's not mainstream. It was just I think it was something that only released on Netflix or some shit.
It was like a Netflix movie, and it was really well done. There's a
really well done. I'm like, I would have paid
good
good money to watch that in like 4D, honestly.
Yeah, and you know what? The daughter, the main character, she comes out as like a lesbian at the end. Nobody cares because that wasn't the focal point of the story.
Exactly.
It would naturally fit.
Yep.
It was a good movie.
That's
the
how
dad
you
was
do,
the main character. That's how good it was.
That's how you do those kind of characters. Like, and I even told people this. Something that we even hate gay people. It's like I don't want someone's entire personality just being off because they suck dick. That's not interesting. That's not interesting in real life.
Is that your whole personality?
Just on Tuesdays.
Yeah, no. One of my best
gay
friends.
Mary Sue's.
Yeah.
I'm gay. And I'm
friends
just
is gay.
almighty.
Yeah, like one of my best friends is gay, and that stuff annoys him more than anybody else because they'll just be sitting there going, "Come on, this is just cliche."
An easy way to get past that, like start out your show or movie, probably like a show is how they'd probably do it now. Have a guy who like let's just say it's a Superman ripoff, right? Let's just give that as an example. This guy goes out there, he's saving the cat in the tree, he's stopping bank robberies, he's doing all this stuff, and at the end of the day, after he's done solving all this crime and stuff, he's just like, he goes home, he throws his keys on the counter or whatever. He's like, "Hey, honey, I'm home." And then his husband comes out. It's like, okay, now you've already established this guy's a badass, awesome superhero. He just happened to be gay at the end of it. Right. Okay, do something like that. And that's just a simple, that could be your outline on how to do it. But it's like, do something like that. But no, they just, the whole time it'd be like, oh, as he's saving somebody, you'd be like checking out a guy's ass or like groping somebody's balls when he flew by or something. He'd be doing all sorts of gay shit where you're like, what the fuck is this?
MSK can relate.
Or you could just do it more subtle where he don't even got to say, "Hey, honey, I'm home." He can just come home, speak normally. Them have a somewhat intimate conversation. They don't have to bring up, "Hey, we're gay and we here." It's automatically implied. Okay, these dudes are gay. They're living together, sleeping in the same bed. They have pictures of them together in the background, like at their wedding.
Yeah, you could be like, "Babe," whatever, and it's a dude,
right?
Whatever.
Same thing, yeah.
Just a throwaway line, and it's just like, okay, well, these people are together. There you go.
Well, there doesn't need to be a focus on it. That's not their character. Their character is the Superman ripoff. The other part is just that's part of it. And I think there's too much focus on that relationship part of it. That it's just not like this. That honestly, at the end of the day,
with enough people.
There's sexuality. It doesn't matter. The guy could be coming home and be married to his couch. Like nobody cares.
Wait, hold on.
We want to know about the superhero stuff.
And the same argument goes for like the women as well. Like I love a lot of women characters. One of my favorite animes is Ghost in the Shell, and the main character is a fucking chick. And it's like this is a good ass show. It's not I'm woman here you were. I fucking love that show. I also love Xena the Warrior Princess.
I fucking love Revy from Black Lagoon, man. She's one of my favorites of all time. But
I've never seen that show. I heard it's good though.
It's really good. I got a tattoo of it right here.
Oh, nice.
Got a whole arm going on.
Yeah, I'm a huge Alien fan. Ripley's one of the best characters of all time.
Oh, I mean, definitely.
But it's just
Sarah Connor, of course.
Oh yeah,
of course, yeah.
You ever seen the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
That was shockingly good.
That was a show, right? I remember that being on TV.
That was a show, yeah. And it was the same girl from Firefly plays the Terminator. Like, what's her name? Summer Glau.
Yeah, I can't believe that show just ended. That was like, I don't know, I enjoyed that. I like that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But I think there's like this weird focus on like sexualization and everything like that. And just, why can't people just be friends also anymore? I feel like that's really died in a lot of media today. I think it's like, think of Lord of the Rings, the gold star for friendship, Sam and Frodo. There was no sexual tension. There was just two dudes going on a walk, honestly, at the end of the day. And it was, what's wrong with that? Why can't people just be friends anymore?
Yeah, if I want to go out with Sci-Fax and be like, hey man, let's go to dinner. It's not gay if I want to take Sci-Fax out to dinner,
Well, at least on his part. Yeah.
It just gets weird when you sit there and like put the sushi into my mouth for me. That was a step. That was a step too far. I did feel like I felt special. I'll give you that. But not like
chew for me.
It sounds kind of gay.
Depends on how well you know. Depends on how well you know your friend. Like I had a buddy of mine took me out to fucking lunch one time, but we've known each other we're like brothers, 20 plus years. He got a new job. He wanted to celebrate. I mean, I had my own money, but he just paid because he wanted to, celebrate. So I helped him out when we went to get some coffee. I bought him coffee. Nothing. We're just good friends. But I remember one time though during COVID, I was at my son's party. I think MSK knows the story already. This guy I barely knew. We talked about cars. He's a car guy. I'm a car guy. We shot shit a little bit at each other on Facebook. He messages me the next morning. Hey man, let's go get breakfast. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I don't know this fucking dude. He didn't say, hey, let's get the girls together and get breakfast.
He's like, hey, you like brunch, by the way? I'm like,
exactly. And his
what do you think
picture,
about mimosas?
He looked at a little extra zesty in this photo. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Extra zesty.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, I don't know you enough to get. He didn't say, hey, let's go to the bar and get a drink. Like most dudes would probably say, hey, let's kick it. Let's get like I don't know. Was I weird for that?
You want to shoot some pool and grab a couple beers? Let's do that.
Right, that's normal. I know. Hey man, Cyrex, I don't know you. Let's go get breakfast, man. Me and you. What the fuck?
I mean, like if I was randomly visiting your town and I just met you on here and been like, hey, Rogue, I'm going up and you just told me we're town here, I'd be like, hey, man, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be around breakfast time. You want to grab it like coffee and just bullshit for a minute? That's the way I would have put
normal.
it. You know?
That's normal.
That would have been a normal way to put it. But it's like, hey, Rogue, by the way, I'm in your town. You want to grab breakfast, dude?
Nah, dude, he slid in my DMs.
Like the way you say it.
He slid in my DMs like, hey, let's go get breakfast. I was like, what the fuck? It was weird. I don't know. I thought it was the weirdest shit. I felt violated. I'm like, and then after I told him no, he just deleted me off Facebook. I'm like, okay, that was weird. I'm like, that dude was fucking weird.
Yeah, like it's not gay asking some of your guy friends out. You know, I asked James out. I'm like, hey man, let's go for a car ride and let's just talk like dudes. You know, it's not gay. It's only gays because people are just making things, you know, that like people make things more weirder than they are. Like it's not, I don't know, people just imply and do weird shit and it's shit that's not weird. It's like if I don't know, man. It's like when every bromance was gay.
Slater was right because I was actually going to bring up that same like analogy or two with Lord of the Rings because that's the first one I remember to where it's like I don't know anybody that saw it any other way than these are people that are it's a fellowship going on a journey together and we got to get the fucking mission done and we're like brothers and shit. And then all of a sudden you just hear random things like are they gay? And it's like who the fuck is bringing this shit out of nowhere? Like
that look
like, dude,
that
Sam's
Frodo gives Sam from the bed, though. I'm just saying, like,
well, it's like, see, like I read, like, because I read the books or whatever, it doesn't come off like that. In my head, I was already like, okay, yeah, man, that's your friend who's.
So did they make him gay and like
carry the burden? No, it was just like it would be a talk. It was like it's like what's it called? Like fan fiction bullshit. You know, it's like fan fiction. They're like, come on, and like how Gray just said there, where it's like there's some pretty kind of gay looks in some of those shots to where it's like sparkly shit and they're just like my friend. I will give you that does look a little gay, but it's like if you think about I don't know 99% of the rest of the journey, it's like nothing about that was like gay at all. It's more like, oh, I'm happy you made it, and they just like, oh, maybe.
Like I used to have that too, you know.
Like
when, like for me, it wouldn't be guys because obviously I'm not a flaming homosexual. It'd be like girls, but it would only be for like girls that you could tell wanted to eat each other out. Like I have a gaydar. I can tell when two bitches are trying to get at each other.
Well, most girls are kind of gay any fucking way. They slap each other on the ass and grab each other tits 24/7.
3 to 5 tequila shots away from that. Yeah,
exactly.
At any given time, doesn't matter.
Like I know girls who like I'm straight, but you take a whole shower with another female. Yeah, you're very straight.
Like no, girls would be like at like parties, whatever. Yeah, I just had a threesome with my best friends, but we're not. I'm not a lesbian though. It's like if that was reversed and we had a threesome. Yeah, like let's say if me, Cyfax, and Rogue got it on at a threesome, like just pure Oreo. They call us fags. They be like, we're gay.
That's some gay shit, bro.
There was nothing in there. Like there's like no denying any of that one. Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, that's mega gay.
It's just like, oh, you know what? Rogue didn't touch the tip that one time, so he's not as gay as everyone else. Oh my god! It's like
I'm not gay. I'm just helping them relieve their stress.
Yeah, he's like, I just helped guide it one time. I only touched her for a second. Jesus.
Yeah, I only jerked Cyfax off for like 5 minutes. Yeah,
it's only gay.
You've left zero room for discussion here on like if any of that is gay.
Hit him with the Harold and Kumar. Make me sick just looking at you fags.
Yeah, like people. I tell people this all the time. It's like double standards exist for both genders. You know, like if we just said right there, people will think we're fucking really, really gay because they should. That's some gay shit right there. But if a girl does it, it's like, yeah, I just ate out my best friend and made her come for like 10 minutes. I'm not lesbian though. It's like
a lot of girls be getting turned out, man, in college and shit.
It's only gay if you aren't homies in the first.
Brother,
It's all about the eye contact. Who's making it, who's
So
not.
nobody's hanging out with
closing my eyes
WZ
the whole
ever.
time.
You got that.
cue that Deadpool music.
WZ, that's really gay. That's really you guys are flaming homos, honestly. Holy shit.
Where's Chaz at anyway? I'm surprised Chaz ain't here.
What was that SNL song? It's like, it's not gay if it's in a three-way. Like,
Yeah.
Bro.
The golden rule.
It's only gay if you
the
watch
golden
tranny
rule.
porn. That's it. If you watch trans woman porn, you're pretty gay. There's
Bro,
nothing more gay than that. Good Lord. Now, if you watch it on accident like I did one time and I clicked off immediately, that's not gay.
You
Bro,
clipped
that's
it?
the only
What'd
thing
you say?
You can only make that argument the first like 10 times. When you're reaching the 30s, you can't make that anymore.
He clicked to the next video, tranny porn. Third video, tranny
All I
porn.
see is just dick,
Third
and I'm like,
video, power bottom.
I'm like, why am I seeing this girl with a dick? And I'm like, I'm out of here. Nope, I'm good. Insta flaccid.
No lie though, you if you be on a porn site and you trying to oh, this is like a hot porn. Oh, fuck the dick. Next. Go
MSK's out here. He's like, I don't know why my grinder only shows trannies. It's like, dude, you're on the wrong app both times with what you're looking for.
Bro, trannies be on straight apps. That'd be the worst. You'll see.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think of a chick.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You'll swipe right. You're
you
like,
see him on there.
and you'll be like, oh, trans. I'm like, oh, fuck. Next, left. Oh, this is
Left.
fucking it's a dude.
The worst is when it gives you like the free auto match and then you do it and you're just like, click,
Oh,
okay,
man.
cool. And then it's just like, oh yeah, I'm trans. You're like, God damn it. Like, ugh. It's like,
I remember
good
one
job.
didn't
You
have
took a good angle picture with 17 filters, you bastard.
Exactly. Like one almost tricked me one time. I was like, let's meet up. Cool. You seem cool. They're like, okay, I gotta tell you one thing. I'm like, what? I'm trans. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, motherfucker. Please put it in your profile for God fucking sake. But thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
I had it on Facebook too. A few matches, dude, you just trans. I'm like, bruh, my profile says single, hot, rich, into women.
Would you put in for your 6 feet? 6 foot?
That's probably what they're into you, because they're also liars. Like,
Hey, it's
he's used
social
to
media.
lying to everybody too, man. No.
Golly, man. Like, do I look like I would fuck a dude? Like, no, I'm straight as hell. I'm as straight as a highway. I'm good. I hate you. You're fired.
I mean, Saturdays, whenever you're like, we got to end the stream early. Like I said, I got brunch on Sundays every morning. Pretty gay, dude.
Wow.
Oh God, man. Hey, I'm just saying though, if you are unleashing in a homie in the gym after a workout and it's hot and sweaty, it's all good. Just take it in the face.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
I don't know.
I'm so glad I've been married for so long. I'm
Bro, stay married, bro. The dating scene out here is fucking horrible.
Straight as a politician. Yeah, dude.
You're
Modern
one
women
of
are
the lucky
trash.
ones.
Something's going wrong. Pay to fix it. Pay to fix it, man. Don't try it out here. It's brutal.
Bro, bro, I just wasted 4 months of my fucking life dating a chick, bro. We dated from September to fucking November. It's like I lost my
The
job
Mexican
November
girl,
3rd.
right?
Now this Mexican girl, that was only a month. That was back in January. She worked with me.
You were a blonde. That's why you got fired. You're happy to the
You know,
women you're working with.
Well, she fucking quit. But anyway, so I ended up fucking talking to this new chick I met online. Real cool. She's a black nerd. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. She seems really chill. Okay. Then all of a sudden, we got into one small argument one day about a TV show. Like I called a guy. I'm like, oh, he's making it a 3-way with these lesbians on a show called From. I don't know if you guys watched the show From. Really good show.
Yeah, From
And
is pretty.
Then she was like, oh, you're being a creep. It's not a creep. And I'm like, what the fuck? She was being all like extra dramatic and shit. I'm like, what's that about? And then, one thing, I'm like, okay, I just left her alone. And then I tried to call. We didn't talk for like 10 days. And then I called her and then she didn't pick up. I'm like, oh, this bitch go fucking ghosted me. Wow.
Yeah.
4 months down the drain. I'm like, she seemed like, I actually thought it was going to be something too, but.
Not quite the same thing as the last girl I was seeing, but she was just like, we were seeing each other for a couple months, and then she was just like, yeah, well, my therapist says, and I was just like, you go to a fucking therapist? And then I was just like, you know what, the best way to talk to a therapist is to ask your therapist who their therapist is. That'll be the better therapist. because that person deals with all of their problems. And she just wasn't having that at all. And I was like, okay, whoops.
shit.
Like I was saying it as a joke, but she didn't take it
Right.
that way.
And then I think this girl just probably just didn't like me for like I'm a Trump supporter. I don't know if you guys support Trump. I do. So I'm a Trump supporter. She didn't like that. I mean, she's black liberal. That goes hand in hand with her being for the other team or whatever. So as I can tell, she didn't like that, but she was kind of still like tolerating me a little bit. And then it was just always like just some. It was just a lot of bullshit. And I just chucked it up to her, like she probably was dating another dude. And after we got into that goofy argument about the TV show, and I was gonna have sex with her, but that didn't happen. It was just like a lot of shit going on that night. I think it was just kind of one of those situations. She was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this dude. I mean, she could have told me, but she didn't. I was like, oh, wow, that's fucking bogus, but whatever.
I've never been so happy to not be able to relate.
Yeah,
Bro.
don't get in the dating scene, especially out here. Especially out here in California, man. If you're a Trump supporter or like if you're even like you don't even have to be for Trump. It's just being against the other side in general.
Oh, and trust me, I get it. I'm in Chicago. Trust me, I get it. Chicago's
out here, yeah, in Cali, it's the same shit, dude. It's just like every single person, even if I jump onto Tinder or into Hinge, like I basically deleted those things, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go to random bars and just do what I used to do, and just who's ever at a bar is usually probably already down. So I'm like, all right, cool. You can knock one out. Like you're there if you're single and you're there for a reason.
You get better
quality. Guess what? Chicks. I'm the reason, and I showed up. Here we go.
You get better quality chicks in person than you do off the apps anyway.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I feel like every chick I get off in person is like fucking solid 7, 8. Apps are always like 5 and 6s. Mm-hmm. And the ones that aren't bad on the apps, at least like one I like try to match with, I never get matched with them. Like it's always, and it's like when I match, and the ones I do match with, I'm like, okay, I see why this chick is single. She's most of the time it's just them being selfish, but like it's fucking weird, man. Like me and you're the same age, so pretty much for the most part, sci-fact. So like back when we were younger, we could just go to the bar, go to the club, get a chick quick, and there was no social media like that. So it was kind of like it was way different.
I was playing nowadays, a bunch of shows, man. I'm a guitar player in a metal band, dude. So I used to be doing all that. And it was way easier back then.
Way easier back then.
And it's way too expensive. And
it is,
dude. You can't even have a conversation with half of these women.
And you're in California, so it's way more expensive than that. I mean, Chicago's not that expensive like Cali, but like even going out to like I just want to go on a date for drinks. Me and the girl have like maybe 1-2 drinks, maybe get some wings. I'm gonna pay like $80 at a bar plus tip. So it's kind of like
that's the same way out here. Yeah. The last one I went on, it was closer to like $250.
Oh shit.
We were getting like Cadillac margaritas and got a couple steaks. So
I mean, you got it. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. But still expensive.
Jesus, I am cheap because I'm like getting $50. I'd be like, we cut that down to a Miller Lite.
Right. Shit, Miller Lite's like $10 depending on what bar you go to.
He's like, you ever heard of a dollar menu, baby? Like, because I got you on that. Like,
you gotta find the bars with the fucking happy hours. That's why everyone do happy hour nowadays. God, the happy hour drink specials be like $7. Not even like really a special.
Well, I'd be finding stuff that are like they would usually call them like whiskey Wednesdays, where you get like a $5 whiskey, just double shot of whiskey, and with a little bit of ice, $5, bam. And then I also have like Taco Tuesday with margaritas. You take them out on nights like that, and you're just like, no, I know a place. It's cool. You go there, and you acts like it's like, hey, you've been eating and drinking all night. It's fine. It's no biggie. And all of a sudden, the bill's only like $30 after tip, even.
You're like winning.
Like this was a good night right here.
Ain't nothing like having a good night out. We first link up with the chick. Y'all get some drinks, a little bit of food, get your belly nice and full. Want to come back to my place? Okay, because she's already a little buzzed. Night good. Night is gonna be a good night.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed. Nowadays, it's like, I don't know, the last couple of ones that I went out on, it was like taking like axe throwing and go-kart riding just because there's a cool spot near me. And I'm like, both those things women tend to really like. There's just because it's such a random thing that nobody ever asked them. Like, hey, you want to go throw axes tonight? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, let's go do this. They're like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm like, yes, I know. It's because that's what I want to do too. So let's make this work.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Like axe throwing or any activity. Like there's a place near me that it's miniature golf, but it's like for adults. So you drink and you do your little miniature golf, but it's not like a big place like Top Golf. It's like a really it's like its own little self-owned bar that does it. And they have like 8 little courses, mini courses on the inside. And then like on the
Yeah, there's-
10th course, after you complete the game, you get the hole and you get a free drink. So it's like you pay $20 to play, but you might get a free drink at the end if you win.
Yeah, this place has axe throwing, has bumper boats, has go-karting, has like miniature bowling. So you have like a super tiny ball with little pins at the end of it. And it's all relatively cheap. I mean, for especially date nights nowadays.
Right.
And then it's also there's beer all over the place with an arcade. It has like all this cool shit to do. And I'm like, that's just my place to go now. Like,
Oh,
hey, you want to go to something cool? Let's knock this out. It'll be cool.
It's always good to have a like that. Your spots you take the chicks
A
to.
good
Like,
spot, yeah.
My recently, I just been doing first date is always like a bar. The bar that I like to go to. But I know I'm gonna pay like if we just do one drink, I'm gonna pay like $30. So the drinks are pretty strong and it's pretty good. It's like a Mexican owned bar, so it's pretty good. And then from there, it's like second date, either Dave and Buster's or like the place I just told you about, or maybe third or fourth date, maybe dinner, depending on what I want to do, or something fun like what you said. But like, even then, like the more you go up and the longer you're with them, the more you're gonna pay out of pocket. So it's kind of like it's neither here or there. Like, kind of made me reminisce like when I was with my son's mom, like when we were dating when we were younger, like things were cheap. Dinner and a movie, I paid less than $40. I was good.
Yeah, I always tell my wife if something happens to her, I'm not going back out in the game. I'm just gonna die alone.
I've been to Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's is fun as fuck,
bro.
Yeah.
Like Dave and Buster's is fun, but it's expensive. But if you go on certain days, they have like $20, all unlimited gaming. So like for date night, that's fucking lit. And then you can hit the bar, get you a cheap little $5 drink or whatever.
Yeah, the one near me is like I believe it's like Wednesday nights. They cut out a certain time. I believe it's after 9 o'clock. It's like adults only, and all the tickets are 50% off. Like all the games drop 50%. So it's just like your money goes a lot further. And it's like even a regular size beer, like even if you want an IPA, you get like a 24-ounce IPA for about $7 to $8. And I'm like,
not bad.
That's not bad for a good beer. Yeah.
A good IPA, hell no. Get you like a fucking Lagunitas or an Anti-Hero, you're good to fucking go.
I get like a Space Dust, man.
Space Dust is good too. I like those too. Space Dust is good. But I've been more like when I travel to different cities, I usually try to get like what the local IPA is. Like I went to Indianapolis for this Yu-Gi-Oh tournament a couple months ago, and I found like a local IPA. It was so fucking good, really fucking smooth. It had like an elephant on the front of it. It was so fucking good. Like I like having like the local shit.
Oh. Yeah, if you ever come down to Texas, we've got a was it B42 bar that's kind of right down the street from where we are. They got 42 beers on tap that they make all themselves, and they just rotate it through just to keep it fresh. So you'll go there one week, they'll have like a certain 7. Next week it'll be completely different. That's
like
awesome.
Yard House. You ever been to a Yard House?
Yeah, we have a couple
have like
we
got like 50 on tap all the time.
I've never been to Yard House, but I've seen them all out through Illinois and Chicago.
You get like a full 3-foot beer for like $15 or something.
You can't beat that.
Yeah. Now the coolest place I ever went to was back when I was stationed up in New York. There was this place called Bear World that was literally just a walk down from my house, and it was a play on it because it was actually Beer World. Because as soon as you walk in, it's just got beer just lining the walls. Every single shelf was just a different type of beer. And if you knew of a type of beer that you wanted that they didn't have, they would order it. Didn't matter where in the world it was. It was amazing. I think I didn't have a single, I didn't drink the same beer for like a full year when I was stationed up there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't either, honestly. Just try something new every time. It's a fucking mystery. Are they still open?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're still open. Up in Watertown, New York. Freaking amazing place. They actually expanded. Now they've got a cigars section on it. I don't know if they do the same thing with cigars. I just know that the beer was amazing.
We have a place out here in Pasadena where it was like this old couple used to own it. Like sadly the older dude passed away, but his wife still runs it. But it was really funny because they have like a huge variety of random beers you've like never heard of, or they're very rare and stuff. But what's funny is they also serve sandwiches, and it's like Italian sandwiches, like meatball subs, whatever. But the way that they do it is they're just like, they'll pair up like the kind of beer you should drink with your random sandwich, almost like it was a fancy wine. So it's really funny, but it works because every single time they'd be like, well, if you're getting this sandwich, I recommend you take one of these. And it's just like, but it just looks like a deli. So it was such a weird experience. My buddy was like, dude, this is the best place. And we go there like every year for his birthday now. But it's awesome because they're usually spot on. They're like, oh yes, this Dark Knight kills the Moon Sister will go great with your meatball sub. You're like, what the fuck was that? Like, because they always have some weird fucking names on those things.
Right.
It's super funny.
And places like that are just awesome. Just little
I know,
you
they're
don't
the
find those
best.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to find those places, and then sometimes they don't
Like
even
the
stay
real
open
mom
long.
and pop shops, the
Oh, yeah.
Like
proper ones.
we had like a German bar out here where I was at, like maybe about I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago. I've been there a few times, and every time I've been there, it was this lit, lot of beer, beautiful women servers, and like good food. And then all of a sudden they just closed down. Then there's like another poutine place out here, like barbecue with poutine, closed down. Near my son's house in the burbs, another poutine spot opened up there. The lady was from Canada, an Asian lady, really nice. It was really fucking good. They closed down. I'm like, what the fuck? All the good, these fucking Karens only want to, well, only these people in general just want to go to like the basic, like McDonald's and like bullshit, like fast food spots.
God.
Yeah.
I feel like that opens up a whole nother can of worms because when I start looking at what's popular nowadays, like the fast food places, the movies, all that stuff, it's so surface level. It's
It
just so
is.
crap. But it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's easy. And in fact,
Even
like,
their building designs look like
oh my
fucking office
God.
buildings now, man. They're not even fun to look at. You're like, here's a
Oh,
McDonald's, and it's like, dude, it looks like it's about to sell me insurance.
dude,
What the fuck is this?
yeah. Dude, remember the McDonald's from the 90s? Like, that was McDonald's.
It was
Oh, it was
colorful.
fun.
Yeah.
There's still one around me that actually has a play pen, like a play place in it that has the
Oh,
balls and all that stuff in it. And
Oh damn.
it's the only fucking one, but the outside is all renovated to look like the new corporate bullshit. And I'm like, dude, if you guys would have kept it like that, people would probably go out of the way just to come to this one.
yeah.
It's funny, like all the McDonald's in my area, it's like they used to have. Remember, they used to have like the Nintendo 64s to play with and shit during the play
Yeah, they
area.
used to have those. For us, it was Del Taco had all those out here.
Okay, so
Del
they
Taco had all the N64 shit.
they sold all those to this local gym called Export Fitness that recently got bought out by fucking LA Fitness, and I fucking hate it. But yeah, all that shit went to like the gym, so the kids in the gym was playing with those, and I would tell my son, I'm like, we used to have these back inside of McDonald's, and now you're fucking playing it in N64 and you're fucking
Dude,
in
if
the
they were
daycare at the
smart, they
gym.
would find a way to like attach it to your treadmill and just sit there and run around playing like N64 against all the people you're running against.
That'd be
And, like,
nice.
like GoldenEye and shit. Like just sit
that'd
there
be sick.
fighting all the people on the treadmills. Make a gaming fucking gym.
It'd be too much.
It'll get competitive and everything will break. But yeah,
Can you imagine
It'd be like,
dudes fighting,
fuck this
doing
running
gold-
shit.
doing money matches for GoldenEye at the gym and then get into a fight?
Like, I'll bet you a membership for this month, man. Let's
Right.
go.
Yeah. Things are changing though. Like things look bland. Designs are bland. Like I used to like. I don't like Starbucks coffee anymore. But when Starbucks, they used to have the reserve location. I don't know if you guys in the city had the reserve locations. And at the
No.
reserve locations, you get your coffee brewed by a special machine, and it comes out 10 times better, like really high quality shit. They shut down all of the ones out here in Chicago because they didn't really make a lot of. Well, because they were only at the busy stores, and they converted them back to regular Starbucks that just focuses on like frappuccinos and boring shit. And that's not to say that the fancy locations didn't do that. They just didn't do frappuccinos, and customers get mad like, "Oh, I want my frappuccino," but their menu was like fucking. You get fancy coffee, fancy Italian, different. They had like different food items. It was fucking lit. Now we only have like one location left downtown, and that's like the world's biggest Starbucks. They have like 4 floors and shit.
Jeez.
It's like only like 5.
Never too into Starbucks coffee, man. But like I had like an ex-girlfriend who loved it all the time, and whenever she'd go, I'd just be like, I don't know, bring me something that you think I'll like. And it always ended up being like I would still like it, but it was basically like a chocolate fucking shake.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
but with like a fuck ton of caffeine in it.
Oh yeah, it's
just
good.
And it was great, but I'm like, what the hell am I like? It's like 1,600 calories and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all depends. Like if you're not into coffee like that, then yeah, frappuccinos are good. But like if you're like into coffee, they're like I said, they're special locations. They did it really good. It just they shut them all down because they want to focus more on the standard vanilla basic Starbucks with frappuccino
like,
and whole breakfast food.
Why don't
whatever
people just get a
whatever the
coffee
strongest
machine
one
and do it
is, a little bit of
themselves?
creamer.
Never said that.
A lot of us have them.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
have
like, why don't people just get the coffee machines and do it themselves?
make their own Starbucks at home.
Yeah,
because most of the time it's what everyone doesn't. When people go to places like Starbucks and Dunkin', the average person who goes there, outside of me, like I'm not the average coffee drinker, but like the most people, they go for like the sugary specialized drinks. So some people do make their drink at home, but when you're rushing to get up for work, you want that convenience. So you're just gonna pull in the Starbucks real quick. Let me get my Frappuccino, sugar, extra whipped cream. Like when I used to work in a call center, there's girls every fucking morning. There's one girl I knew, extra whipped cream, extra caramel fucking Frappuccino. I'm like, for breakfast. I'm like, bro, that's like fucking 2,000 calories right there. That's fucking horrible. I know your stomach hurts.
It's crazy because like Starbucks started off making really good coffee, and like they're going downhill and they're getting the standard stuff, and now I feel like the stuff I can get in my house. So we have an espresso. That thing makes
I love
better
that thing.
coffee.
It does.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It makes better coffee than any other place around here. I have stopped going out for coffee because this thing makes better coffee.
Yeah,
I'm saving a hell of a lot of money too.
Yeah, I only go to local places that's like really good in my area, but I'm trying to slow back down on that because like even like a local good coffee shop, like it got so popularized, I guess, if that's the word I want to say. Like it's like good $6 to $7 for a good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it's like $2-3 to get a nice strong cup of coffee.
Yeah.
MSK is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What was it?
No, I like coffee. I enjoy drinking it. It's just, people spend so much on it. It's like you get a coffee machine, you make all the coffee you want at home right when you get up in the morning. You got to make the extra trip to go to the place and get.
Bro, I love my French press. The French press is like the best way you can make it at home. If you guys never had one of those, so simple to make coffee with the French press.
Oh, yeah. My wife is coffee obsessed. She has 10 different coffee machines.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like she is a coffee person, and so yeah, the French press is amazing. But that new Nespresso though, like you can't beat it. You can't do it.
Yeah, I have been having me an espresso since like 2016 myself. It's they make really good coffee.
Yeah.
I even like them because the one I got, it's old because I got it so long ago. It came with a milk frother, so it can froth your milk to make cappuccinos and shit.
Yeah, that's.
And nowadays too, the grocery stores sell the generic Nespresso capsules, so you don't have to go to the Nespresso website. You just go buy the generic ones from the grocery store.
They even sell the company brand ones that a lot of people
they sell the company ones at Target. But if you don't want like the name brand, because originally when Nespresso first came out, you can only get it at the Nespresso store, and that means where I was at, I can only go downtown and buy it or order it online. But nowadays, it was inside of Bloomingdale's. Was it Bloomingdale's? Yeah, I think it was inside.
You guys ever do?
It was inside of the store Bloomingdale's, like a boutique.
You guys ever do Cuban? Ever do Cuban or Armenian coffee?
Oh yeah. I've had
that stuff's awesome.
They give it to you in about it looks like a double shot glass, and that shit all of a sudden fucking gets you wired for 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
A buddy of mine makes that all the time. That's probably been the most coffee I've had in a while, just because he just brews up a cup and then we get on with our day. And I'm just like, Jesus, man! Like I only have to drink this little thing, and I'm just ready to go. Fired. All right.
Yeah, Cuban coffee is good.
Yeah, they make it in that weird pit. It looks like a pitcher. It's weird.
Best thing you need is after you blow your girl's back out, she makes the coffee for you. That's what she needs.
Hey, that's lovely.
Good God damn. She's like, can you dig out my ass and I'll make you coffee in the morning? I guess. Sure.
You got yourself a goddamn deal.
Gray, what about you? What kind of coffee you like in the morning besides black women?
Well, unlike MSK, I do prefer mine black. What can I say? I like to pour over, but I've also got a maca pot. I got every type of thing. I've also got an espresso. And hell yeah, used to have what the hell is they used to make like a frisbee thing, AeroPress. Sorry, that thing was all right, but I think the Nespresso is better than that. But MSK, why are you humoring this? You hate coffee.
I can't just do straight black coffee. Like, why would people want to drink coffee black? It's just gross. And it tastes
get
delicious.
You gotta get
a little sugar. I just add a little sugar in my black coffee.
I drink black coffee.
Yeah, couple things in sugar and black coffee works. And then if it's around, like I usually prefer a little bit of like French vanilla in there, just because sometimes I'm just not feeling it. And it's like, okay, let me get something sweet in the morning. And then especially like during the winter time, like I used to do Like I would work extra days at like a Christmas tree lot on the weekends just to make some extra money with a friend. A friend of mine's family does all the like Christmas trees in one of my towns near me. And it's like people would just bring us all sorts of like either coffee or like chili, just like warm foods to be working in the fucking wintertime. That shit's the best during that time, man. You're all just sitting there freezing and just like whenever you got to shake a tree, you just get covered in water and it's like 7 a.m. That shit sucked. But
man, we're old. Talking about banging bitches outside of these two down there, they're married apparently. Outside of us, we're the single hot guys who still got it going on. You know, God, men get better with age. Women age like literal shit. Most
women can look good if they take care of themselves.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's a lot of makeup and a lot of filters too.
God, as long as they don't like do the procedures like the filler and all the plastic surgery, that stuff looks awful.
Yeah, a lot of them they take their cheeks out and shit, and want to get Botox and shit, and when they're younger, a lot of times they fuck up their face using too much makeup. So when they get older, they have like craters in their face.
A lot of them definitely do boob jobs more now. That's such a common.
That's like whatever to them. The biggest thing is BBLs.
Yeah.
Dude, I did the whole ridiculously working out thing when I was like through 24 to 26, 27 and being in really damn good shape. And once I stopped doing that, don't get me wrong, I still do minor workouts here, but it's like I don't have to be anywhere as good a shape as I was then, and I still do just as well as I did then. So I was like, this felt like a waste of time, other than sure you feel a little better, but I also don't do as many crazy activities like that. I'm not like, let's go for a hike all the time. It's like trying to be more active. I'm like, I don't really actually like doing all this, and plus I've seen all the fucking trails around here. I guess maybe if I was going on a trip to where it was like, hey, you're going to be doing a ton of walking, and be like, all right, give me a month to get back in shape and get my cardio back up. Other than that, I don't give a shit about that shit anymore, man. Once you hit your like mid-30s, this shit goes out the window, dude.
It all depends on what you want to do. Like I personally like to work out just because I like to work out and I like to do strength training. So I do powerlifting like casually, not no professional or anything like that. So I never worked out for women personally, but I do understand like when you do work out, you do get a little bit better attention. But as you
I did it
older,
to lose a bunch of weight. I was 260
Yeah.
pushing 270 and I dropped to 185 and I looked the best I've ever looked in my life. And I did that for a while. And now I'm about 205. So I've gained some muscle but I still got a gut going on. I'm like,
I think
don't
it all
care.
depends
A
on your
lot of it's from
confidence.
beer.
I think it all depends on your confidence too. Because if you're a heavy set dude, but you still got swag and you still can talk to a chick, then you're gonna get laid regardless.
Mhm.
Like my brother, he has a bunch of friends. Even my brother himself was heavy set, and they all got bitches throughout their entire life. And my brother's a short guy. He's 5'6". Never had problems with women. No matter if he was fat or skinny, never had a problem with chicks. So a lot of that stuff, like muscles help, but like only a little bit, and they really only get you to superficial girls. So
Like, I got a little bit of muscle, a bunch of tattoos. I'm white with blue eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean, I'm going gray now, but whatever.
Right.
Everything that MSK wants.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not Tuesday. I'm good.
That's how he found me. He just typed in those keywords and I was like, this guy's up and coming. No. Just bring him
up and coming white guy, straight white guy. You have to put the straight there.
He started 2.5 months ago. He's doing okay.
I like to scout out the new talent and bring them over to my casting couch. You know, you scout the new talent. You P Diddy him a little bit.
On some P Diddy shit. I had to drink, man. Yeah. MSK, why is the room spinning? Oh, that it just let me just kicking in. You're good.
Just wake up with a sore butt.
Dude, you walk in the MSK room, it's like playing one of those ice levels back in like, Zelda and shit. There's just so much baby oil on the floor. You start spinning in random directions. It's brutal.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When that shit went off with what he did about the baby oil, there were so many Facebook reels about people just pouring baby oil and tripping just to make a fucking
my favorite one was that dude in a suit. He was like running and then he squirted the baby oil over his body while he was running and it slid under the fucking vent. That shit was fucking hilarious. I forget, it was like from a superhero show. I forgot what show they said it was from.
It was so funny, dude. What and then Costco said we don't even sell baby oil. It's like, but no one ever accused you. Because it was the lawyer. I think the lawyer said he bought it off from Costco, but they said no, we don't sell baby oil. So what if someone would just make that up just
like, oh, him? here's 50-gallon drums of it. We just dip people into this shit from a crane.
But apparently his baby oil, they think it wasn't really baby oil. It was like a rub-on drug to get you high. That's why he had so much of it, because he was like
he just has
selling
vats of LSD.
Yeah,
Just,
right.
Like, dip you in there, and it's like your whole body's about to go through a freak out. By the way, but
Bro.
Did you read the
you're not going to remember anything.
story? The recent story was that a guy owed him some money, offered him a drink. Next thing he knows, he wakes up, he's getting ass pounded by Diddy, and Diddy's trying to say, "Hey, I'm not done yet. I gotta finish." Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Allegedly,
that was a lot of his fucking like people he worked with. He was
that
just
in Ben Affleck's memoir. What is that?
Bruh. The worst part is the dude is so powerful. Like, if you try to fight him back, he's just gonna pay somebody to whack you. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people. That's why he got away with it for so fucking long. Like,
pretty
that's
sure
why a
he
lot
was
of
already
people
whacking
couldn't say
people.
anything because they were like, "Well,
sure.
Cat Williams knows all this stuff. Why didn't he say anything? He didn't want to die." Like, you start running your mouth, you die.
right? A lot of that's just like investigations or anything can ruin the investigation. Like, the dude is so powerful. Did you guys see the video of him in prison? Like, he was like riding a bicycle in prison.
Oh no, he's Jigsaw.
What?
That shit was fun, bro. This shit was so fucking fun. They were like, how the fuck did he get a bike inside a prison? And he was just riding in a circle in the hallway in the prison. They said he had the whole floor to himself though, so I guess that's why they gave it to him.
Oh,
Like the government, they want to take him down because like at a certain point when you have too much power and then you're getting like too above yourself, they're gonna take you down.
He's probably sitting there. He's like, you don't want to see the videos that I have. They're like, well, we do, but it's like, no, you don't, because it's literally gonna, I don't know, destroy the government of every city.
One guy that was looking into it, he said there's enough evidence to incriminate half of Hollywood. I don't know what that means, but that's not good. They want to make sure
Hollywood. You see LeBron James. I don't watch basketball, but you see LeBron James took a leave of absence from the NBA once all the shit started happening.
Yeah, I mean, poor LeBron. He can't sit there and make his millions. He has to go and
no. He said he was a big supporter of the Diddy parties, so everyone know that he was there.
Yeah, ain't no party like a Diddy party. That's
all those videos that started coming back out. It's like, guys, you don't even know those kind of parties, and it's like,
like
that's just gonna
talk about takes that
all the people and all the people who will say, yeah, I bet the party is like 12 o'clock, and then these kids will come out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
12-year-old kids. They're almost like Squid, like it's almost like Squid Game season 1, where you had like the rich people with the mask on. They were just trying to like have the servers like fuck them, like, oh, come sit on my lap. You're hot, and so you can't do anything. But just fucking
like eyes wide shut type of parties, man.
So
how bad do you want that record deal? Blow me right here.
So what, they can take out half of Hollywood? I mean, honestly, right now, is that a bad thing with what they're pumping out?
That shit needs a reset, man.
I don't think. Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, the shit's probably gonna reset, but I think it's so much they gotta just release it little by little. Because like, if they do release everything, I mean, I hope it happens. I'd rather just happen right away and rip the Band-Aid off. But I think if it did happen, so many people being there, like from like politicians, people from different countries, it'd be enough shit to like have the whole world uproared. Same thing with the Epstein shit, which is why Epstein ended up fucking hanged in his fucking in his jail.
He offed himself. Yeah. It's just one of those things where someone like him, like I remember Denzel Washington, he was like, man, I never saw any of that shit that went on there. Like, because everybody went. So no one's incriminated just for going, because, you know, everyone went. But it was the people that stayed after, like, 11 o'clock, party. 12 o'clock. Yeah, after party. Like, because Marlon Wayans, from the Wayne Brothers, he said he didn't end no shit. He went, he left home. Like, not everyone's gonna go down. Like Denzel Washington, I don't feel like he's that kind of guy.
You got to remember this though. Like a lot of
well, even Denzel, sorry. Like I saw one where he was like, yeah, I would show up and just say my highs and whatever, and I'd be gone within 30, 40 minutes or something. Like he's like, I wouldn't even be there an hour. There's a lot of people who do that just to, you know, show
just go to
face
parties and show up, say hi, and leave. Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe them because a lot of them people are actors, so it's like, and they're good at their job. So it's kind of like, how much of them, like, how do we know they're not lying? You're just good. You're good at what you do.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing too.
Especially Denzel, he could easily turn into the fucking acting mode. I'm like, yeah, I only went a couple times, you know, nothing big. The whole time he's in there fucking like, who wants some Buddha? Like the dude off fucking Harold and Kumar.
It's like nothing big. There was no tortas on my list, but you know, nothing big. You know.
He's fucking whipping Ashton Kutcher on the back. You fucking slave. Thank you. Like I would imagine the most randomest shit could happen at that fucking party. Honestly.
No, yeah, like because you could have been like an upcoming like artists or whatever. I think Lady Gaga said she was doing something with them one time, and they told her to get naked or whatever, and she didn't do it, and they fucking ruined her career or whatever. I can imagine that some of them got on their knees for their career. They had to have. Yeah,
like and a lot of people in general will get on their knees for a lot of fucking money. So if you're telling somebody, oh, get $1 million contract, come do something strange for some change, and a lot of those people don't care. I think
Beyonce for sure did it. Beyonce for sure in some freaky shit.
Dude, those Will Smith stories were hilarious when those came out. When it was like that guy was just like he was just plowing that dude, and it was like that was Will Smith, and it was from one of his security guards. It's like, oh my god,
I heard about that one. It just made me think like all the one-hit wonders from back in the day. You're like, man, that artist was dope. What happened? They just didn't take the contract.
Yeah, like Chameleonaire.
Yeah, like all the people who just one-hit wonders that were really good, or people who just fucking died randomly, like Aaliyah.
Yeah,
like a lot of people who you think was probably just gonna expose the shit or say something about it because they knew what they were doing was morally fucking wrong. They just fucking they died in a car accident randomly. Didn't it always feel weird to you, like when your favorite celebrity died in an explosion
unexpectedly,
like Kobe Bryant with the airplane? It was just like. Like, how does that happen? Like, I know how it technically happened, but like, this is a rare occurrence of this shit even happening, but it magically happens to a celebrity. It makes me wonder, like, did they get set up?
Yeah.
Or the Boeing whistleblower, or the second Boeing whistleblower.
Like all the Hollywood endorsements, like the recent one that Trump talked about, where people got Oprah was endorsed to help Kamala Harris. I don't think she did anything. Did she do anything?
Let's even take it to YouTube. A lot of the streamers that got paid for shit like that, for like political shit.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a bunch of them that got exposed, or not even just the ones that got exposed. There was a lot of them that just came straight out and was just like, "Check out this email I got," and they were like, "We'll pay you to do our shit." One. Yeah,
tried to get Tyson to do it. He didn't do it.
But then you know, their campaign wouldn't go on to big things like Rogan unless there were stipulations and stuff. And Rogan's like, I just sit here and talk to people. So it's like, I get it. I understand if people don't like Rogan or whatever.
For an hour. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, well, it's like, well, I get if people don't like Rogan or the people who brings on he doesn't talk about. But to sit there and deny that the guy doesn't have, I don't know, like every single goddamn interview he throws out there gets like 5 million to 20 million views off whoever the hell's on there. That's one of the biggest platforms in the world right now, unless Mr. Beast started interviewing people out of nowhere.
But even then, like Mr. Beast, would he be good at it? Because like I personally wouldn't.
He wouldn't be good at it.
I wouldn't watch Mr. Beast's podcast at all.
He himself doesn't seem that interesting. Like he knows how to like manipulate the algorithm, and he's learned how to do that, and knows how to like manipulate people. But it's like, do you want to watch somebody do that? Like in an interview one-on-one? No, like that game show thing he's hosting right now, it's kind of funny and it's set up, and I wouldn't be surprised it's not fully his idea, but they use his platform to push it. Hey, we get 100 million people watching, whatever, bam, brings the money, whatever, doesn't matter. But Joe Rogan is like, I'll bring on whoever wants to talk to me for the most part, it sounds like. And to not go on there when you're, I don't know, running for one of the biggest positions in the world, if not the biggest position in the world, because, you know, whether how much other places discount America now, like, you know, or they don't like America as much as, or respect us as much as they used to. It's still like, I don't know, the world leader in a ton of stuff, even if it's just if we have the most nuclear power. It's like, we still got to respect them because they still got the biggest button. Yeah, you're running for a position of like ultimate power. You would think, I don't know, go on to the thing that has the most widespread message possible out there. It's like everybody knew she could not be relatable. She is not relatable.
She gave him stipulations.
She switches from like a Southern accent. She switches her accent so much. She goes from being Southern to being Indian. To like, what the fuck are you?
Like, imagine this. Joe Rogan has literally more influence to get her more votes, and she's giving him rules and stipulations. It's like, what's wrong with you? I don't like. It's one of those things where it's like, just she could just say, I don't want to do it. She said, we'll only do it for an hour. What the fuck?
She made it so structured that she knew he wouldn't agree to it because he wanted an honest, open conversation, and she wanted to be like scripted, pre-planned question type interview. She wanted one of those at her facility.
Yeah. Oh, if Mr. Beast ever does podcasts, make sure he does a podcast episode with his best friend Chris Tyson.
I mean,
that banger.
Jesus. When all that stuff went down, and then they started looking more into his crew, and then that one guy ended up being like some
like a pedo, right, or something like that.
Either like a pedo in Detroit or some shit, and they even called him by a nickname that actually referenced that. So they were like, we don't even know that, and it's like that's his fucking nickname, you liars. Like,
it's like once they started, once I found out about
he's too big. He makes YouTube too much money. They're never gonna get rid of him.
Like once I discovered about the pedo shit, I was like, nah, I can't rock with Mr. Beast anymore. I'm like, the scamming thing was like, it's fucked up, but I'm like, okay, I kind of figured his giveaways were bullshit anyway. But the whole pedo shit was like, nah.
The Chris Tyson stuff, like I could understand having a Discord and not being in it. I understand that, but a lot of people understand that guy's a weirdo. That account that apparently was suspended. If you try to actually type it up, it was suspended. It's not a fake account. That guy was talking about. That guy literally was talking about fucking how hot 10-year-olds were, how hot 4-year-old girls were.
That's sick, bro. That's
those screenshots were taken from an account that's still there. If you look, it
makes me look at Mr. Beast and wonder what does he do in his spare time. Like he
was defending him. Remember when?
It made me think like he might be on the same type of energy. Remember
when the dude came out as trans, even though he was he's doing some stupid shit. Mr. Beast was like, "I'm really getting tired of all this transphobia," and it's like, your friend's a weirdo. He left his marriage to be a fucking troon. Like. Bro, everyone should criticize him for that.
That was like, you bring a kid into this world and all kind of shit, and you just wanted to say, "Hey, I want to go be a woman," and it's like, that's fine. If you want to be a woman, you should have just been a woman. But why bring a kid into the world and do all this shit?
Yeah,
like that's where I draw the line personally. Like, don't bring kids into your bullshit and fuckery. Like, imagine
There's all that other bullshit around it too, where it's like, oh, maybe you had to sacrifice somebody into that cult just to keep your little thing going. And I'm just like, as much as I love conspiracy theories as much as the next person. They're fun. I don't usually believe, 99% of them, but they're fun to talk about. But it's like when you see something like that with somebody that big, it's like, I almost feel like there's a hint of truth there. And it's like, it's just like all of a sudden you got 100 people telling you, it's like, you probably seem like you should be a chick, dude. You're kind of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you have hundreds of people telling you that for the last 5 years. It's like, I don't know if that person would come to that conclusion on their own, especially when you're already in your 20s. You have a kid, you were married. And then all of a sudden it's just like, that happens to you. I don't know, man. You done maybe at drugs. I don't get it. I know 0 people who have gone through that. So I don't know. It's crazy to me when I see shit like that. It makes me start believing a lot more of these conspiracy things.
I'm a big conspiracy theory nut. So like
a lot of them are just fun. They're fun.
Oh yeah, they are. A lot of them are fun. But when I hear shit like the when Alex Jones like, oh, they're making the frogs, they're turning the frogs gay. Don't drink the fluoride.
Yeah, shit like that. It's just like, all right, that's just fun.
And then you notice a rise of gayness in the world over the past 10 years. Like maybe it's some in this fucking fluoride.
Well, it's like there's a truth to something out there, and it's like if all these people just start guessing random things, one of them has to be right.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, have you guys heard about the New Jersey orbs and spears and shit?
Oh, well, that's been going on overall, like all around the world.
Recently, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's like supposed to be everyone thinks like aliens or whatever.
And then the new one right now is the fog conspiracy. Which was crazy because like that came around about 2 days after, like, so it was last Friday. Me and my friends are coming back from like a really late night poker game at like some back room. Don't worry about it. But we're on our way back, and that shit was like 2-3 in the morning, and a buddy of mine was with me, and he's like, dude, I come through here all the time. And we went up to his friend's place, and he's like, I've never seen fog like this. And we're sitting there on the freeway, and I'm sitting there having to do like 30 miles an hour because I can't see at all. Oh, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We get out of it or whatever, and didn't think much about it other than we were like, yeah, that was weird. And then about 2 days later, all of a sudden, it's all over my Instagram. It's all over like 3 of my friends' Instagrams. And like, you guys see this shit? And we're like, we just experienced that. And it was really weird because it was out of nowhere. And it's like, we see fog all the time out here in California early in the morning. Sure, of course, you get that morning, what do you call it, like mildew? It's like the mildew, just fog that goes on. We get that all the time. This shit was so goddamn thick. It was just like, it was different, and everybody noticed it at once. Like we're all sitting there talking and bullshit and just cruising, and all of a sudden there's just like a wall of fog, like you entered like Silent Hill or something. It was like, what?
Doesn't it seem like some shit out of like an anime or some shit? Like fog
Yeah.
starts happening, orbs are here. I'm like, what if they're not orbs? What if they're just like fucking these dudes and their power levels are fucking sky high and they're fighting like DBZ characters? And the fog is like fucking like Zabuza doing his hidden jutsu in Naruto. Fucking making this shit. I'm like, bro, this shit's getting weird. I feel like it may be a little bit of Project Bluebeam, if you guys know what that is, but then I also feel like sometimes what if this shit is just like whatever the alien shit is? I do believe in aliens and shit like that. So it's kind of like
didn't they already prove that? They were like, oh yeah, by the way, aliens are here and they're in the ocean, and like people just kept going on with their lives. Like they announced it.
Yeah, they announced it, but like the people who announced it were kind of like people who they're like considered conspiracy nut jobs and shit like that.
I didn't fully look too far into it.
But if the shit is good, like my biggest theory is like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, the ancient human theory, where we were like way advanced back in the day. We got wiped out. A lot of us went underground or underwater, and the rest of us that survived had to relearn population. There's actually an anime on this shit. It's called Dr. Stone. I didn't finish it, but I've seen like a first few episodes of it. My son recommended it to me. And essentially Dr. Stone is like literally the same concept where humanity, something happens and it has to restart over from scratch. And it's kind of like, you got to think about
there's a name for it, like the Ugrandis or something. It has some weird name to it.
The Younger Darius.
Younger Darius. There you go. Yeah,
the Younger Darius.
Like that. That's what kind of precedes it.
That wiped everything out. And like that's kind of like they say the pyramids are from the time before when we were really more advanced, which is why we can't match the actual techniques to get it done. So there's a dude I follow named Jimmy Corsetti because he goes on Rogan a lot. I watch him about it. There's like a bunch of other people I watch him, but one of the biggest theories is, to give you guys the straightforward thing who don't know, they believe millions of years ago, maybe thousands of years, we were more advanced. Something happened, we had to start over from scratch, and that's why we're back to getting advanced again. And that's kind of why they say why Hitler was like researching things, because of like old technology we may have had in the past. And also the theory is also if it's not that, there are like maybe aliens here years ago. They experimented with us, made us a slave race. Like there's a bunch of theories, but my favorite one, honestly, is like the ancient human. I think that's the most likely one, because if you look at it, right, like almost every ancient text talks about giants and things like that. They briefly mention giants. And even in ancient Egypt, you see things where like giant people and they're walking mammoths like on a fucking leash. So like imagine ancient humans being like this tall enough to like walk a mammoth on a leash, and then like something happens, like kind of like the dinosaurs. Like the dinosaurs, they were tall. T-Rexes were like really big, apparently like really tall, and now the thing that survived is like chickens. So it's like kind of like that, but in a human form. I'm not really explaining it the best right now, but like I think you guys get the point I'm trying to make.
And a lot of those are a lot of fun, man. It's like, and who knows? And more than likely, even if they were to solve any of those, we're probably not going to see them in our lifetime. But it would be, it's always fun to theorize and look at the stuff like that.
It's a lot of
what if that could be interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun things for sure.
Yeah, I'm an anti-conspiracy guy. I don't think life's that interesting.
That's fair.
It sounds more like life would have been more interesting if though,
like I like to play in the field a little bit, and be like, oh yeah, that'd be interesting. But deep down, I'm just like,
have you ever tried shrooms, DMT, or acid? Because that might explain your mind a bit.
Maybe. Oh, good Lord.
I got a pen over here that will expand your mind. I'm not going to show it on screen.
I shoved my pen in my wife's mouth and make her choke on it. That's what I do.
It's not that pen. I'll tell you that.
Oh, dang it. Well, mine's usually 9 inches, so hopefully she loves it.
How do you get your bank to give you a 9-inch credit card? Because that's the only thing she wants from you, dude.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. We had a great conversation tonight. It was a great show. I love talking with the boys. Rogue Hero was our featured guest tonight. He came on and talked to the guys. He's getting all the girls now. We're gonna have some threesomes together.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's gonna choke on his cock as I'm eating her out. When I could just high five you. It's not gay,
bro. She's gonna enjoy that.
God, man. And then I'm gonna start eating your ass, tearing you up, giving you back shots.
Stay the fuck away from me. I'll fucking fight you.
Just imagine 2 naked black guys outside throwing hands. That would be just. We would literally go viral. Holy shit,
bro! We'll go viral, but at the same fucking time, it's to be expected nowadays. They're all these 2 gay dudes fighting. Must have been having sex and got into a disagreement.
Passionate lovemaking is gay,
bro. Imagine getting knocked out fighting another dude butt naked. That's like the fucking like it's like the start of those movies where it's like, hey, it's me again. I bet you wonder how I got in this situation. Let me rewind and take you back to how it happened. Thursday,
and then it's like 3 minutes before you're just getting your ass licked by another dude, and you're like,
Right,
you only get 2 more licks before I'm pissed. Not like
I'm also pointing out, there's that one video, 2 retards fighting. That will never not be funny. Like, just pointing out YouTube.
Wait, you fought some dude, MSK?
Was it your mirror? Did you just box your mirror the other day? Like, did you get too high?
There's literally a YouTube video titled 2 retards fighting. YouTube was wild back in the day, man. Literally Wild West. Holy shit, man.
It was a better
Fucking
place.
hell. Gosh.
Oh man.
Before the money came in, I swear money makes things worse with some people. When people got the chance to make a living off of it, platform just became like, I guess you could say worse or better depending, but good Lord, man. All right. We'll start with outros. Gray has stuff. Slater's just a guy. He's white.
Actually, I'm starting my own channel now.
Good Lord. Slater, what you got planned coming up?
So I'm actually starting my own channel now. I for the YouTube side of things, I'm gonna start taking a look at actual storytelling and kind of the difference between now and then, what a lot of things could have done better. So I've got a lot of kids, so I'm watching a lot more kid stuff, a lot more Disney stuff, which I'll stay on the platform. I do not think that there are kids shows and kids movies. There are family movies, and people are kind of moving away from that. You got to make it for all ages. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna start looking at stuff like that and saying, hey, this is where you guys messed up. This is, if you had just done this, if you just tweaked this just a little bit, it would have been a lot better. And so I'm going to take a look at the popular stuff now, more into Sonic, but I'm also going to be diving into other stuff and looking at the structure of the story itself. And so on top of that, I also just recently, last 2 weeks, started streaming on Twitch. Same handle, Slater the OK. I'm doing more Magic the Gathering there.
Magic is for losers.
Yeah,
come on,
no, totally.
It's better than whatever the fuck game you're playing. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon are for Chads. Magic is for literal losers.
I used to be super competitive. I used to do the tournament scene.
Do you play the MTG Arena?
Yeah.
New online theater? Oh, okay. Okay.
Would
you say it's like friendly for people to get into the game by just playing that?
Extremely. So it takes care of a lot of the triggers.
They dumbed down Magic over the years too, and that's a good.
Yep.
Magic is nowhere as hard as it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, but they also now they've got cards with like a freaking paragraph on it now. You gotta be like, what
Yu-Gi-Oh! Be like first time.
Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Literal paragraphs.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally, you have to remember remembering a deck that you're playing against, prepping for a tournament is like remembering fucking lines of paragraph. Like, bro, tournament prep is stressful for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll say that.
So I'm doing that there, but I'm trying to make it more approachable for people because I'm also trying to break it down. So like, all right, so if you're entering the game and you want to start learning how to do it, why do you pick these cards and how do you evaluate this? And so I'm taking it from a very fun approach because I'm done with the competitive stuff. I just want to have fun with it now. So if you just want to come chill out, have fun, maybe learn how to play the game, that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Gray, what you got planned coming up as you're going to revive your channel, you clout chasing bastard?
Not really revive it. Well, okay, fair enough. It is pretty much dead. So yeah, I'll revive it, but I'm not changing it much. I'm still the entertainment condiment. I'm just going to actually post content on my own channel instead of everybody else's channel. What can I say? If you can't get enough in the meantime, check out The Thinkers tomorrow. The Thinkers on That Darn Kiddies channel. People from like, 4 or 5 different countries get together, completely disagree about everything. I think we're talking about New Year's probably tomorrow. But yeah, that's always fun on YouTube at That Darn Kiddies channel. And then, next week I should be posting hopefully 3 videos a week. So yeah, hopefully that'll happen. What you got going on, Syfax?
All right. I'm still going to be doing roughly what I've been doing, just do with the reviews, but I'm going to expand it more towards anime stuff because I do watch a lot of anime. So it's going to make me want to rewatch some of the anime and actually do reviews on it. Join I'm doing the MSK show either Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays when I can make them. It'll probably be 1 to 3 days depending on how my week is going. This year is going to be a little bit different on my schedule. Then you catch me on the DA streams when he does his nightcap. He doesn't have those scheduled. I've been trying to, I was hoping he would get them scheduled more often, but he always has me on there. And then on Thursdays, I'm on Hold My Dual Shock, which is, they're really funny guys. It's a guy and his girlfriend and then his brother, but they do really funny videos, and we just get on here and kind of bullshit about the topics of the week. And then, maybe start doing some more commentary of my own just videos on the topics that probably you're going to see me talk about on stream. So if you don't see me on the streams, I should be able to have videos up that would be talking about those topics. If you give a shit about my opinion, that'd be great. I usually don't ask people to I don't ask, like, even in my videos, I don't ask people to subscribe, but I appreciate if you do. And, just keep going from there. Maybe I need to expand and get better at this. I'm bad at this stuff, but I've been invited to a lot of stuff with a lot of great people, and I'm just going to continue on with that. And hopefully it just keeps snowballing. So that'd be great.
Hell That's yeah. Rogue Hero, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Oh yeah, just more Yu-Gi-Oh content, honestly. So you guys don't know me, I'm Rogue Hero. I just do Yu-Gi-Oh vlogs, discussion, meta discussions, very competitive channel. So yeah, I'm just doing what I've been doing, just uploading more. Like I said, I'm focusing full-time YouTube, trying to make this more of a serious gig to see if I can do it. And I'm just gonna go from there. I'm trying to stream at least twice a week, doing like meta stuff and just chilling, shooting the shit. Like when I stream my audience, we just chill out, talk, chill. I smoke a blunt, maybe drink a little bit. We might react to some videos, and eventually long-term goals, I want to do a separate channel, something more nerd or food related, because I am a foodie, but it's just so much I want to do, but I'm trying to just focus all my energy into like my main channel right now. That's my main thing that has the potential. So 22K subs is my goal. If I get to 22K subs, I'll be happy. And then we're just going to rock out and go for them. I'm trying to do like at least 5 to 6 videos a week. So that's my game plan. I got to stick to it.
Yeah, and as you guys know, for me, my main goal this year is consistent content in a shorter time frame. That's my main goal. So by the end of this year, when we kind of look back and everything that's happened in the last 12 months, if I can go, hey, I put out consistent content in a shorter time frame most of the year, I'll be good with that. This show, 300 episodes is the goal. The Cloud9 podcast, wherever it hits at the end of the year, depending on how many episodes we do this year, which is going to be a lot, I'm fine wherever it ends up at. Getting the rest of the Iron Man podcast episodes up on the podcast platforms, and then I'll upload the rest of these episodes to there when that show is all there. And then I'm going to try and work on uploading all my pre-recorded content to Rumble, so that way, all the videos are safe. And then I'll be working on my comic book channel. As you guys know, I'll be dropping a review of The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, World Without Fear. Oh, sorry, World Without Love. This will be the next book I review. So I've been keeping this in my mind for the last 2 days, so I got to blurt out all my thoughts on this very soon. So yeah, expect more content on that. I'm gonna try and build up those other YouTube channels this year as well. So I have a lot of goals, but I definitely want us to be productive here when we're here. Obviously, having the conversations is great. We were doing that obviously tonight, which is kind of what I want for a theme of the year. Basically starting next week when we have topics, we're gonna do topics obviously on the stream as videos, and I'm just gonna release them. So we're gonna be on our grind all year. I know all you guys can do it. Just put your mind to it. Ambition, drive, and consistency. That's all you need. You can do it. We're already old. Keep in mind, we don't got much time left on the planet, so we got to make it count while we're here. Literally, you could walk outside and break your leg, and you could be out for 2 months. Then you really
telling you this 45 over here is looking real nice, but yeah, no.
I know you guys can do it. That way, when you look back at the end of the year, when we get there, you won't be like, man, I really could have did some better. You can do it right now. No more waiting. Go to the gym, do whatever you need to do right now. No more waiting. Tomorrow, you only got 24 hours in a day too. Make them all count outside of sleeping and working. Outside of that, you have to sleep and work. But I want to get 2 hours. I'll be honest. I'm cool off 2 hours of fucking sleep. I'm good. You give me 2 hours of sleep, I'm good for the rest of the day. Honestly, who needs sleep? Sleeping is gay. You sleep too much, you waste time in life. Sleep for 4 hours and you're good, man. Fuck that. Who cares about sleep? Stay up, get some shit done. We gotta sleep for it. You'll be sleeping when you're dead. You're gonna be in a casket. That's not time to sleep. Then they're not alive anymore. No shit. But yeah, I believe in all you guys. I'm glad you guys had a great New Year's. Let's get back to work. See you guys later. Wait.
bro.
Oh, forgot. Dude. Oh, what was I gonna say? Eat my ass. Eat my wife's ass. Something like that. Just kidding. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK